What's the motherfucking deal? I apologize. I was gonna be live like what 5, 6 minutes ago, but I've been murdering water all day, and yeah, I had to, nature calls. I know this might have been TMI, but hey, if Edwin can call last night and tell us he was on the shitter, I can share that with y'all. Shout out to all you degenerates, all you denizens, all you friends of the den. Welcome to the den. If you're not familiar with the den is the best conversation on the internet. I am, there we go. I am your host, Ed Honcho. I'm making noise. So, I apologize for my tardiness, but I'm glad to see you all. I'm glad all of you could join this evening. Hey, I gotta make sure I got the right one. Okay, that's the one. Make sure you're following the Den on all the proper social media platforms. Facebook.com/DenShowLive, at DenShowLive on Instagram and Twitter. Different platforms, same name, same guy, same show, all that good stuff. But make sure you show some love and follow those. We greatly appreciate it. Also, if you ever want to contact the Den, and shout out to some of you, because I like I said, it's a different system that I use for the numbers now, so I just saw a couple of texts some of you had sent to the Den. 1-833-284-336 or 1-833, the number to the Den, if you ever want to call in, even when the Den is not live, you just want to leave a voicemail, leave some constructive criticism, your thoughts, idea for a topic, whatever it may be, or you can go to denshowlive@gmail.com and do the same if you just got something on your mind that you want to share with the Den, or whatever it may be. I appreciate you all. I'm gonna say thank you for everybody who's been in the Den donation bin the last couple of days, and I really do appreciate that. I really do. What we're going to talk about tonight is why men and women can't communicate. We haven't had a relationship conversation in a while, and so we got to discuss this. We need to talk about what are the issues facing the modern man and woman today, and one of these things is communication, and we're going to discuss why they can't communicate. But before we get into that, let's see which friends of the Den are joining us this evening, and then we'll get right into it. Yeah, that's the wrong bot early. Simply Deep, 1985. What's the motherfucking deal? Edwin Baptiste, always good to see you. What's the motherfucking deal? 335. Y'all don't know about that piece. Anthony Bailey, what's the motherfucking deal? Jess Sarah, hey, how are you doing? Always good to see you. Strawberry 32, how are you? Good to see you. Jaja Era, I don't even know what that is. Somebody's backflip. I'm not even gonna try to fuck up the name. Let's see. Honcho the ex-Sancho. Yes, retired from the Sancho biz. Roman, it's your boy Roman. Man, I think that's a very interesting. Roman, how many denizens have a catchphrase? Roman has a catchphrase, and that's cool. Kenneth, nobody gives a fuck about your feelings. All right. Don't nobody give a shit. Beyond a funny nigga, what's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, that's straight up Beyond. That's what's up. Man. It's all love. Let's see. Kenneth, I'm gonna block you for spamming just because you repeated the same line twice. Just because I have to look for a reason to time out Kenneth. I don't be want to do Kenneth bad, but sometimes I do. But make sure I ain't missing nobody. If I missed you, I ain't diss you. Heidi, did I say Heidi's name? I don't know if I did or didn't. Sean, what's the motherfucking deal? Anthony J, NPC, what's the motherfucker? Okay, 11 Sports, what's the motherfucking deal? Lyric Northside, what's happening, brother? What's happening? Let's see. Make sure I ain't missing nobody. And who uses mansplaining? That's a weird thing. Sounds kind of I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but if you're a man that uses mansplaining, well, we know what that means about you. So, Jared Key, what's the motherfucking deal? Everything is good with me. And so, you know, life is good. I have no complaints, have decisions to make, but somebody left a comment saying, you know, it's a interesting thing when it can be a good decision either way. But I know what I'm thinking. I know what I'm hoping, and you just got to stay focused and keep it on your mind. Wise, what's the motherfucking deal? So, HonchoSaucy. No, honestly, I didn't know if I said Heidi, and I didn't, because I know I typed something about cracking a joke about you, and then I was going down the list. I didn't remember if I did say your name or not. It was not a direct diss, not this time. So let's get into the conversation, though, man. Men and women. Why can't men and women communicate? What is the problem between men and women? And honestly, I don't even know. I think this thing's count is off. Fuck it. Honestly, I don't think it's really that complicated, but it is that complicated. And you're like, nah, you're making it complicated by saying some shit like that. And what I mean by that is perspectives. Okay. Men tend to see things from a logical perspective, and there's nothing wrong with that. Women, on the other hand, tend to see things from an emotional perspective. And there's usually not anything wrong with that. Well, you know, Heidi, and I'm glad you know. And the thing is, we're just seeing the same things from different angles. Women, I can't fault you for looking at things for how you feel. Okay. But I just don't think men are necessarily guaranteed or given the same privilege most times. There are times where you are, you know, you decide what you prefer. If something makes you feel good, you're going to do that on your time off or whatever. But for the most part, men aren't given that privilege. Society doesn't look at men and say, well, how does that make you feel? And, you know, you have people who say, well, men should be more in touch with their feelings and their feminine side, and not necessarily in all that. But, you know, I can't fault you. You know, it is what it is. Women, I mean, it's something I read, and it was basically saying about men and women. And the reason the way we think is based on the genitalia and masturbation, right? And so women discover themselves internally because that's where their pleasure is. Men are external. They're looking at what's really going on, what's really happening to us, because your pleasure is, protruding from your body, not going in. So, look, you know, trying to ease them in. You know, Jay, you gotta ease them in. You know, you can't just run in dry. You know. But the thing about it is there a right? Is there a wrong? And it depends on the situation itself. Because I think when it comes down to determining factors in, you know, individual situations, there can be a right and can be a wrong. There can be a better way of looking at it. And generally, I believe it's the logical way of looking at it, looking at the facts, not how the situation made you feel. You know, you have to look at, well, what really took place? Why did these things take place? And now feelings could be all involved in that too. But you want to avoid the feelings as much as you can, because then feelings to me equal a bias. But we're not talking about why you feel the way you feel. We're talking about communication. Okay. And we have to talk about what we can do to improve the communication. And I agree. Men don't want to listen. We want to get it over with. We want to get the conversation over with. We want to get the penetration over with. But seriously, I'm joking, but I'm serious. But seriously, you know, the communication is an exchange of information. And if one side is not receptive to that exchange, or if one side is not fully participating in the exchange, then there will be a lack of communication. Or if one side is not receptive to the information that's being provided to them, there will be poor communication. The information will not fully get through. Say if we're having a conversation and one person is kind of in the phone, or they're not necessarily giving it their full attention, they're going to miss on bits and pieces. And those bits and pieces could be of importance. And so you're going to receive a message a different way than what it was intended. You know what I'm saying? Say after watching the fellas on Sauce for 99% emotion, usually anger and frustration. Sports don't count, all right? Sports is a different situation, Heidi, and you know that. Don't break the rules. So, yeah, happy wife, happy life. We'll talk about that too. We'll bring that up when we open up the line. Baker Man, what's the motherfucking deal? So how do we improve the communication? We know the problems. We know the issues. We know what is causing the turmoil. Sean says that men need to listen. And this could be true. But even if we listen, there's going to be a level where we don't understand, because certain things are just not going to make sense to us. Or even if you explain it and it makes sense to you because I felt this way, and when I did that, it made me kind of think about this, and I started feeling this way. We're not going to understand, the motives behind the emotions more so. We're going to look at things, well, this was that, and so we did this to fix that, or I did this because I thought this would fix that, even though that may not have worked out, so I tried something different. The structure of the conversation, I think, is what throws us off. I think women view men as being short, maybe callous, maybe not receptive to their emotions. Men see the women as long-winded, overly detailed, kind of expanding on the unnecessary issues that are involved in the conversation. Again, like I say, I don't have a specific one, so I guess maybe if I picked a specific conversation, it would be easier to kind of point to, but I think you guys understand what I'm saying. So, all right, bet. So, yes, the den folk. I keep forgetting to mention the den folk. That's another one. Denizens, degenerates, friends in the den folk. So many names, one wonderful location. I fucks with all of y'all. Stina Storyard, what's the motherfucking deal? T'Challa, what's the motherfucking deal? And so again, like I say, so the thing is that communication requires understanding and establishing a mutual ground. And that mutual ground means that I'm going to give way to some of my beliefs, to accept what you're saying. And I can't even think of the fucking word right now. It's a very simple word, and I can't think of the word right now. Fuck, what is the goddamn word? Can't even fucking remember the name. But it means that, I'm gonna give way to some of my beliefs. You give way to some of yours. We're going to, I want to say it starts with a C. It starts with a C or R, and I'm mad when I fucking know the word. I can't think about it. But we're going to come to an agreement. And again, I think it depends on the situation. One situation, hey, ladies being emotionally driven in that conversation may be entirely right. If it's about picking out a dress or, I don't know, something to eat, who fucking knows? But I think when it comes to most situations, and again, it could be the bias, me being a male, I think most situations are resolved by logic. Trying to be, because I think when you involve emotions, you involve a lot of bias. And I think that that's a problem. I try to not be biased in most situations. I try to understand why people say what they say, do what they do, even if I don't like it, even if it doesn't necessarily make complete sense to me. So it's hard for me to think emotionally. It's hard for me to attach emotions You know, if I have a problem with something, or I struggle with something, I'm pretty sure I'm applying some type of logical problem, not because it makes me feel bad or I feel like this, but something in my head probably makes it make some type of sense, but not on an emotional level. So my thing is, yeah, I put it on the, I got everything going through the Streamlabs now, beyond. So it's streamlabs.com/the Den. So matter of fact, look, I'm fucking up. I get to talking to y'all and get to fucking up. If you want to support the Den, you can donate to streamlabs.com/the Den Show. Everything is appreciated. So my thing is, I'm ready to go. The thing is, how do we reach that common ground? And I don't know if I necessarily have all the answers. I probably don't. No, I don't. And I don't know if there will ever be a consistent common ground that men and women can agree on. I think in relationships, it's one thing. And I think that's where you get to develop the understanding of one another. And sometimes you're just like, hey, I know this person is how they operate. I understand their way of thinking, even though I don't agree with it. And then you guys, compromise. That's the fucking word I've been trying to think of. Fucking compromise. I was like, it starts with R or C, and I couldn't figure out what fucking compromising. That's important. And if you want to have a sustainable level of communication, you have to be able to compromise, because when it's always one-sided, eventually the other party is going to, get frustrated, and, it's going to lead to either some tension in the conversation or a feeling of neglect. So in relationships, I think it's different. And then when you're talking about maybe friendships or workplace communication between men and women, I think there are a lot of things where we differ. There was that thing released by the Google guy, and I felt like it was a logical statement. It felt like he did some research behind it. He was saying that, hey, why don't we employ men and women in different sectors? Women are known to be stronger in certain areas of the tech world, and men are known to be, better at other areas of the tech world. And I'm sure there's going to be crossover. I'm sure there's going to be people who are, stronger just by nature, not necessarily because they're a man or a woman. They just, either are more adept at certain things. But generally, there are things that women are better at than men, and there are things that men are better at than women. It's just kind of what it is. But people get offended when they hear shit like that. They don't want to communicate. They don't want to understand where a person's coming from. And then they shut off their receptors. And then that's where the lack of communication happens. So here is the motherfucking deal. Now, I know I had y'all on a little bit of a delay before we got started, so I ain't going to talk a bunch of shit all day. I'm going to interject my opinion here and there, but I'm going to open up the line so we can call in. I'm going to open up the line so we can get some calls, but give me just a second so I can make sure that everything is in order. So you've compromised and shit always ended up unbalanced. Women want men to lead until they actually start leading. Interesting. Yeah, but I think women naturally put up a resistance, and you have to be able to overcome that. And I think when you can consistently overcome that and show that doesn't get to you too bad, I think I don't want to say they don't ever stop. Women gonna always test you. It's just in their nature. Can't live with them, can't live without them. Gotta love them, but they gonna make it difficult on you, one way or another. Whether they want to or they're trying to or not, And so you got to be careful. So you can call into the Den. The number is 833-284-3336. Again, 833. The number 2, the Den. And today is Fuck 'em Friday. I know some of y'all on the saucy, I got some fuck'ems in, but it's fucking Friday. So if you're in the den, man, if your coworker's been pissing you off, your significant other's been getting on your nerves, the dog keeps peeing on the carpet, if your kid fucking stuck gum in your hair, whatever it may be. Now I don't say, well, I say fuck them kids all the time, not R. Kelly style, but you know what I mean. The government's pissing you off. You ain't got your tax refunds yet. Whatever may be going on in your life that is frustrating you, drop that in the chat, or you can call in and say, fuck this or fuck that. It's a way of venting for the week. It's fucking Friday, and, de-stress and go into your weekend feeling much better. So, it's all good. Fuck 45 traffic. Yes. Fuck the traffic. Traffic's a terrible invention brought to you by bad drivers all over the world. Give me a second here. Oh, I'm tripping. No. It's like, goddamn, where I put my fucking phone at? I forgot all about my motherfucking phone. All right, there we go. It's in my pocket. So, while y'all are doing that, give me just a second. Well, shake, shake, shake. All right, so I had to get that out of the way. And while that's doing that, now disappear. So how much of communication is impacted by technology? You brought up a very good point there. Okay, we got a call coming in, and then we will continue to discuss it. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in on the Denline this evening? Roman, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What do you have to say about communication, and what do you believe the problem is with communication between men and women?
Man, I think it's the main thing. I think at the end of the day, I think most time men and women want the same goal. They want the same rights, the same equality. They want the same everything, man. But I think it's just, you said best, the mannerisms, how we come off, man. It's just sometimes men, I feel like sometimes can be too broad and too to the point, and sometimes we can be too. At times we can't show our emotions. Sometimes because I think we're programmed as men that we got to be strong. Don't show emotion. Always lead by your mind, never lead by your heart. While women are more taught to be more caring and trustworthy and, taking care of the kid and all that, to what I think at times that creates a big drift between men and women, man. So I think, this is what I think, Honcho. I think men need to start showing more emotion. Now, don't be too emotional, because at the end of the day, you're a man. You can't be crying every 5 seconds every time somebody hurt my feelings. No, you're a man. You got to stick up shit. But I think men at times need a bit more emotional. You can't be a hard ass and say I'm the hardest nigga around every minute. Sometimes it's okay to get upset, to do this, to do that. And I feel like that makes you a better man, actually, because it shows you a wide array of topics. You're not just oh my God, he's always like that. And I think women sometimes could show less emotion. At times, I feel like they could be a little harder and don't get as mad at some things, that don't let some things pick on them, And I think by doing that, I think it'll just create a better way of just, let's sit down and talk about how you feel and how I feel. Because the thing is, when you don't have communication, man, nothing ever gets solved, man. The tiniest things can be solved off communication. Whole marriages, you got to think about whole marriages, people get divorced over, at the end of the day, it's about communication. It's about because they didn't sit down and talk and agree about it. They would rather yell, mad, kick, fight, and do all that rather than sit down and say, this is the agenda for the day. This is what we got to do tomorrow. This is what I do. I think if we just have more communication, it's easy. Yeah, I think that fixed the way of the world. It's just about talking down, sitting down, and actually figuring out what we're trying to do. And I think that's how men and women are actually going to figure it out, Honcho.
Okay.
Now, with me, I'm 16, so I'm waiting for Jay Disso and other people coming in the chat. We got older people in the chat, so look, I don't know everything, okay, because I've been married before, but I feel like what I say makes sense. But everybody's tired of their opinion. Somebody disagree with me, I want to hear it.
Yeah. Oh, this is the den. Somebody gonna find a reason to disagree, but
oh yeah, the den. Trust me. Let me tell you something about me, Honcho. I think predominantly like that one comment, that one nigga that don't like me. So somebody in there's gonna disagree with your boy.
Yeah, but like I say, it's all good. Like I say, but what you said pretty much, makes sense. And that don't mean you always have to be in the situation to, be married or whatever. You can be observant. You can be aware of things. Again, so it doesn't always mean that you have to have been through it personally, but you can observe where problems lie and solutions could be found. So,
it's true.
It's all good. But I agree. I agree with a lot you said. It's and now the thing about it is not always easy, but it is necessary. Sometimes there are tough things that you must communicate about, but you got to have an understanding. Without an understanding, you're going to have problems. So. But I do.
Yeah, it's like you can't build it up and say I'm not going to talk about today because that's built up tension, and tension just destroys everything. So that's what I think. Well, it looked like the sound was good there, Honcho. You didn't have to fix me up. I heard you clearly.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, just when I'm trying to transition from streamer mode to talker mode, I got to make sure I got everything in order. And then in the sauce, when I have guests and stuff on, I actually have to use it a different way, and so sometimes the sound be a little bit more thrown off. Any other time, I just forget to unmute.
I try to let somebody else call in, man, but nobody. The Denline was a little dry. I say, hey, your boy got to call in, but I'm gonna let somebody else call in, man. So that's my call.
All right, well, appreciate the call, Roman.
Anytime.
All right, have a go. Yeah, I was on it now, but watch me fuck around and mute the next 3-4 people. See, y'all be jinxing me and shit. I be on point. I be on my toes, and then next thing you know, bow. Well, what's the motherfucking deal? Who do you have calling into the den this evening?
Hey, Dan, this is Valerie.
Valerie, how are you doing this evening, Valerie?
This is the first time I've ever called into any kind of show.
Okay. It's the first time for everything.
Okay, I on speaker, so that does not sound good. Okay, I'm turning down the volume here. Okay, well, Dan, I like the 18-year-old Carl.
Okay.
He does not know much, but he does know there needs to be communication. I'm 50. I've been widowed since I was 37. I'm sorry, I'm hearing you on my background. This is not really sounding good to me.
Yeah, it sounds a little bit low, but we can work with that.
Okay, now I've turned you completely off on my computer, so I only hear you on my phone now. Does that sound better?
Yes,
Did we get rid of the echo?
Yes.
Okay. Well, like I said, I'm 50. I've been widowed since I was 37. I married my late husband when I barely turned 18. We had lots and lots of problems, and the biggest thing was communication. He wants to do things this way. I want to do it this way. My being a female, I'm emotional. He's facts. big thing regarding men and women. Do you agree or no?
I think that is the biggest factor when it comes to communication.
We have to be on the same level of the way we communicate through things and understanding the way a man does it compared to a woman does it. So, yeah, I just wanted to throw in those little facts. I know there's big communication problems. It was surprising that I did stay with my husband for 20 years, just, meeting him through high school, marrying him out of high school, having 4 kids immediately. So, yeah, it was a hard thing.
Okay. So I have a question, Ms. Valor, if you don't mind me asking.
Okay.
So do you think that, getting together, getting married so young, do you think that kind of had an impact on the situation as far as understanding communication? Especially when you're young, you don't know a whole lot about the world. You kind of, get stuck in your ways without a lot of experience. Do you think that that had an effect on the communication?
It might have, but the fact that neither of us went directly to college, we were both directly straight out of high school, marrying. We're still in our family church units, community units, and stuff like that. We understood this is the way family groups are supposed to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you.
Because we both had our church learning, our youth learning, our parents' influences, but as the 20 years went along, it's like, parents, get out of it. We need to deal with it ourselves. That's when we had problems. When we were going off what other people are saying what a family community is.
Okay. We're kind of using other people's input.
Well, look at social media right now.
Yes.
Social media says it's bad to do this, bad to do that, bad to do this. And it's like, wait a sec. This is what my family and my church and my community taught me.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I do believe men and women are built emotionally, physically, everything different. They both have a place in society. A man and a woman are built to grow a family together. Children learn from the male. Children learn from the mom, female. They learn, and it grows. It grows family, and that's what our country is missing right now.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I do believe the country needs to learn to get back to values, family values. What is important to us, and let's build that on the community, our counties, our states, and then our country.
Okay. I mean, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree. I see the root of a lot of problems being, not all, because, there's always anomalies and things, but a lot of problems being the lack of solid family structure.
I do believe that too. Family structure is foremost. I do believe that it has been broken down in the last few decades. There was the big thing during the Clinton administration where pretty much all black men were going to jail for the stupidest things in the world.
Yes. Super predators.
Welfare promoted women to get rid of the black man in their family. It did the same thing to, what I would call myself would be the white trash community, trailer trash community. It did the same thing. So, yes, my husband did not graduate high school when he was supposed to. It took almost 2 years for him when he was finally 20 to get his high school diploma to legally go into the Army. If it wasn't for the Army, I still would not have a place to bury my husband.
That's interesting. And so, did you have, again, like I said, I'm being a little bit nosy, did you have children before or prior to him going into the Army, or was it kind of in between, or how did that, like I said, I'm curious about, the having children, how it impacted, the relationship throughout the years?
I don't believe the children ever impacted, but it threw a massive responsibility on him before he was ready. We started dating when I was 16. He was 18. We were getting married 3 months or less than a month before I turned 18 because I was already 4 months pregnant. That was my senior year in high school.
Okay.
So and then during that time, he finished his actual high school graduation requirements to be able to go into the Army. So yes, we had a child before he went into the Army, and then boom, boom, we had 2 of them while he was in his 3 years there.
Okay. And when he came back, he was happy to see you.
We had another one when he got out. Yeah. You said the word sex. I was pregnant. Yeah.
Okay.
It happened.
Yeah.
I was having my 3rd child by the time or 4th child by the time I was 23.
Oh man. Okay.
So yeah, I was young. All my kids are old now. But yeah, the communications between man and woman need to kind of be defined. I do believe there was one time that me and him, we were about ready to be broke up. And I said, hey, you do need to listen when I say something, and you don't need to command what I have to do. Because guys are doers. Women are emotionals. Let's think it out. Let's plan it. Let's do it. Guys are, let's get it done. And there is nothing wrong with guys doing that. Some women need that. Unfortunately, now I'm 50. I've been a widower for 13 years, and I don't want a guy in my life.
Really?
I'm doing it. I could do it on my own.
Okay. So, Ms. Val, so you never considered, remember you've been kind of happy alone with I don't want to say alone, I don't know what you got going on, but, you just never really considered about, getting into that committed relationship like that again?
Actually, I did. After my husband passed away in 2006, I did hook up with a guy that in 2009, and unfortunately, I knew this guy before I ever met my husband. But her twin sister told me to back away. So, no, I did get into another relationship. I was together with him for 5 years. That turned ugly when he tackled me, had me pinned down on the ground, and I grabbed something to fight him off, and I whacked him in the head with a pint glass, and he had blood on his head when the cops showed up. So guess who got charged with the domestic?
Well,
that would be me.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
No, so
yeah,
I did try to get into another relationship. Yeah, that turned ugly.
Yeah, that might be the best solution. Miss Val, I got one more question for you. And like I said, I'm just curious because, like I said, it's the first time calling. I'm not sure, how familiar you are with the den. So, what brought you into the den?
Actually, it's been a recommendation that I've been seeing on YouTube a couple different times, and I've caught a couple different little ones that you've done. Okay. I do like the live streams on YouTube that I've been catching. I just got finished watching Red Pill. Okay. Red Pill 73. Please forgive me if I get his name wrong, but it's a YouTube channel. He's live on Friday nights, but normally during the weeks he does quick little videos. so after I just got off with him, I was looking for another live.
Okay.
I like the live ones. I like being able to see you guys talk, your reactions with the chats. I'm liking this alternative news. The alternative news is going to give us more news than what I'm going to get from ABC, CNN, or whatever crap channels are on regular. I have a TV, and I don't think it's ever even turned on.
Oh, man. I'm the same way. I hardly cut on the TV myself. Nothing good comes out.
So I've caught you a couple of different times, and I've liked your different little stuff.
Okay.
And you have that sexy voice.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I probably come back to you all the time. You have that sexy voice. I'm ready for you to put on that smooth jazz music after you say something. You have Morgan Freeman has that, distinguished voice. That's you, man. That's you.
Okay.
I like your voice.
I might have to take that suggestion and put on a little soft jazz in the background on Friday nights.
I don't mind that. And you know what? Then I'm not even sure what your real name is, but I've caught you a few times, and I appreciate what you're doing, what all the alternative videos are doing. YouTube needs to stop censoring people, period. If you don't like it, don't go to it.
Yeah.
Simple as that, correct?
I agree.
I want to be able to see you and everybody else right up there. I want to see more than 30 people watching now, or more than 21 thumbs up. You should be in, oh goodness, I didn't even want to see that. I just saw subscribed. You should be seeing a lot of people seeing you every single day and bringing you up. You're doing a great job. You're letting people talk.
Well, if I stick to it and I stay with it, I think, I believe hard work and dedication will get you where you need to be. So if I keep on, I think maybe I'll get there. If not, I'm cool with the den and receiving calls like this, and so I appreciate it. We'll we'll see what happens.
Well, then I'm definitely having you subscribed, and if I can, I will be sharing you as much as I can. I just want you to go ahead and continue doing what you're doing. Thank you.
Miss Valerie, I want to say thank you. I appreciate your call, and I appreciate the support and the words of motivation.
All right. Then you have a great night, okay?
Right. You too. Appreciate it. Call again soon.
I will. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. That's what I'm talking about right there. And from the calls that, came in last night, and this is kind of what had me thinking about communication early on and prior to just communication between men and women, is just sometimes you got to say things, you got to put things out there. Man up, what's the motherfucking deal? And communication between two people, the exchange of ideas, the thoughts, and some of the things that you guys said, and it just made me look at stuff in a different way. And I talked to some people offline too, earlier yesterday, and I guess I see myself. I guess it's hard to see yourself from a different lens, when you've always been yourself. And I just want to say I appreciate it, man. All the words of encouragement, advice, man. Hurrah! I appreciate the donation. Thank you. I'm fucking up because I don't even think I got the alerts on there. Yeah, that's it. Let me go ahead and back and show those. So appreciate that. I don't know why they're not even showing. But appreciate the love. Appreciate the donation. And still that's stuck at 12. But thank you, Miss Valerie, and the first time call. So who's gonna call up next? Who else has something to say on communication? Shout out to Miss Valerie. She bust old buddy upside the head. She said she wasn't going for that shit. Look, I don't care if it was a form tackle or not. Straight up, oops upside your head. Who was that? But shout out to Miss Valerie. And y'all folks in the chat. Shame on you. Do they still have a Quiet Storm? It's been a long time. I ain't listened to the Quiet Storm. Who was that? What was his name? Marco Spoon, Ali Gaines. What's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Hot Honcho Friday. Sunday confession. We go look now. Hey, I don't know that Sarah showed. I don't think Sarah showed up either. You know, all you ladies have been showing up lately, and on Sundays. Well, not all of y'all. Some of y'all came through with the honesty, and some of y'all Monday and Tuesday we got some delayed confessions. But I'm gonna be looking for y'all on Sunday. I want to have those confessions ready, and I don't know. I might have one or two for y'all. But very good call. Rashida, what's the motherfucking deal? See, that's why I can't take y'all nowhere. I can't take y'all out in public. We can only hang out at dinner. I can't take y'all out in public. Y'all too wild. K Grace, what's the motherfucking deal? Make sure I ain't missing nobody. If I missed you, I didn't intend to dish you. He's out here saying, porn in YouTube life is great. What if you do both? What if you're doing both? Are you winning? What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
It's MPC.
MPC, what's the motherfucking deal? What would you like to drop in the den tonight?
Well, listen to everybody's arguments and reading what some of the people are writing. And say, just how can we as men be expected to just deal with women if we're negotiating with them and everything is emotional? You know, it's where else in life can you go and barter for something on just emotion? Even like, especially at work, right? You go to work and, you know, they're expecting to make money. You can't sit there and say, oh, well, I know we're selling candy, but, you know, this kid, he came in here, he's just a kid, he doesn't have any money. Hey, just because he's a kid, let's give him a break. You know, let's give him the stuff for free, or let's give him the stuff for half price. That's all emotional. You know, you can take that same idea and apply it to everything else. I say especially politics, right? So in politics, we have all these crazy laws are being enacted. Like, for example, the transgender stuff, right? That's all emotional. We all know that these guys shouldn't be racing these girls. You know, they're going to beat them every time. Yeah. But we just want to say, hey, well, you know, forget being rational about all this stuff. Let's just be emotional. And it's mostly women who are pushing this kind of stuff.
Okay. So I got a question, though.
What do you think?
I would agree. You got some guys though who I don't know. I think a lot of those guys who, you know, self-proclaimed male feminists and things, I think they have an alternative agenda, and it's not always genuine. But before we kind of go into that, but what if the transgenders lose? Then what if they lose to women? And how bad are they?
Well, I don't think they're losing. I think the whole transgender thing is such a minute number in the population that they're really not coming out. It's very rare that a transsexual would come out and want to compete in sports. You know, yeah, you're going to see it, but you know, other than those, like in Connecticut, other than those two girls, those two guys who are racing as girls, you don't hear that in any of the other sports. It's kind of unique. You don't see transgender men trying to play basketball with women, or you don't see them trying to play any of the other sports. That's kind of unique. And even around the country, I believe that's very unique. If they lose, then again, they lose, but you're not going to hear about it if you don't have a lot of transgenders out there in the first place, So could it happen? Yeah, of course. But then again, look in Connecticut, you have two guys come in first and second. Think about that, first and second in an entire state. And one of the guys breaks the women's record. And these are guys that aren't even good enough to race with the guys. So what does that tell you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was super funny because these dudes, man, and a long time ago, I had made a tweet, probably the most popular tweet I ever had. I ended up erasing. I set my stuff to delete after so long, and I got a lot of flack for it. I tweeted the story or commented on the story, and I saw the race, and I was like, man, this dude beat all these chicks, and his form was terrible. He has terrible form. He's really, he wouldn't beat any dude worth his salt on the track meet. Terrible form. But people got livid about that. I became transphobic and, all those other things. And I was just stating the fact. The guy had bad form. It is what it is. But, I agree with you. A lot of these issues are brought to the forefront. And, it's where the few overpower the many. And like I said many times, I feel like in the sense, like you say, mostly women are rooting for these things, but I think they're doing it out of what they feel is the goodness of their heart. But if you really look at it, you're kind of undermining your own cause, because now you're starting to see a lot of the feminists come out against who may have once initially supported, that idea, coming out against the transgenders and talking about how, they're invading their spaces and, blaming straight men for that somehow. But, it's a crazy situation. I definitely think that is an emotional response to a small problem, and I think there has to be a different or a better resolution, and it's not just allowing them to compete in a sport or in an event where logically, biologically, they're overall better athletes.
Yeah, no, I agree. We all know what it is. Mm-hmm. We know what's unfolding in front of us. Mm-hmm. It's just that obviously we're censored when we do try to speak up. The minute we say, hey, I don't know about that, they want to say that we're homophobic, or they want to say that we're anti-gay. Yeah. It's the first thing that pops up. But regardless, whether it be this whole transgender issue or it be any issue across across the gamut. Think about socialism, right? This whole socialist movement that's kind of starting to grow in our country. People who are supporting that are majority women, and understandably so. I know that women are very compassionate, by nature, and they want to take care of everybody. But at the end of the day, go look at other countries that are socialist. They tend to not do so well in the long run, and people end up suffering more, and they actually end up, doing well. You look at other issues like immigration. You look at immigration. Women are more likely to not want immigration enforced, or I want to say, having that wall built, because of course they feel sorry for these people who are coming from these third world countries and are coming over here. They want them to do well. Again, it's that emotional, natural feeling to want to take care of just everyone in general. But again, when it comes to things that are like our safety, our well-being, our resources, that kind of stuff, you can't just leave that to emotion. these are very important things that if we leave them to emotion now, imagine if, we pass the wrong laws or laws that are detrimental to us, and in 10, 15, 20 years, we're in a bad spot that it's kind of hard to get out of. You know what I mean?
I agree. I definitely agree with you 100%. I think that's what's happening, and like I said, I'm trying to figure out how to say this without sounding too fucked up. But when you do, and I kind of agree with what you're saying is that because you're starting to see a trend of a lot more ladies in politics, and I'm not against that, but you see which side they're leaning heavily towards, and you kind of see the policies of that same side and what that's leaning towards. And, like you said, it can eventually, right now, people may see the good in certain policies, but, underlying with those policies is that there's a lot of detriment. These same people's ideals can potentially cause some harm, in the near or the long-term future.
Yeah, we see it. Now, how this applies to relationships, right, as to the topic, the same thing happens. Something will come up, and us guys, we want to take care of the issue. We want to be as rational as possible, and boom, we'll fix it, right? Women, on the other hand, they want to be emotional about it. They want to. I'll give you an example. Like today, I go with my lady to go get some rugs for the bathroom, right? And I'm like, okay, well, here are the rugs. We're at Target, and she's like, oh well, I want to go to Home Goods. Go there. And I'm like, for a rug? I'm like, yeah, I want to go there. And she's like, oh, but it's like 3 towns away. I'm thinking, like, you want me to drive 3 towns away to go get a rug just because, it looks good rather than get one here? It's possibly the same thing, and it's, and it just works. It's going to work. You'd rather go 3 towns over just for that certain, I can't get over that. Rationally, I just want to buy the rug. Yeah. I want to go home. I want to put it down, and that's it. She's over here, planning, how's it going to look and the color of it, and it makes no sense. But I'm pretty sure you've had to deal with that. Pretty sure you've been there. Like, hey, let's go get something to eat, and and the lady would be like, yeah, I don't know what I want, and you're like, okay, well, we're gonna go get pizza, and then she'll be like, no, I don't want pizza, and then you're like, okay, then what do you want? And she's like, well, I don't want anything but pizza. And then you say, hey, all right, let's get Chinese. And she's like, well, I don't want Chinese either. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Yeah. And that's the only way that she tends to get me, is because I'm usually able to avoid home decor type shit and other things, but it's the food. And food is the trap. And it's like you can't avoid it. You got to eat. And that's where that shit always happens. That's where I always get snagged up. The other day we were getting some pizza, and we actually, funny that you said pizza. We were actually getting some pizza, and generally we'll get different types. So I'll get my own pizza. She gets her own pizza, and we'll eat on it depending on what time of day, or we'll eat on it tomorrow, the next day, or whatever. Lil gets a pizza, and so usually I get like chicken and mushrooms or something with spinach or whatever, and she'll get pepperoni and sausage. And so I was like, you know what? Last time that pepperoni and sausage pizza was pretty good. I don't want to eat all your pizza. I want to get pepperoni and sausage pizza. Or she had, what kind do you want? She was going to place the order or whatever. And so she was like, well, why don't you get something different? Because that way, I can have something to try differently. I'm like, well, but I want pepperoni and sausage pizza. But, I end up, being nice that day, and then switching up, getting some other kind of fucking pizza. My pizza wasn't that good. I was kind of upset about it, but I definitely ate a few slices of her pepperoni and sausage. But just stuff like that, yeah, definitely. the food bias when you could have got the pizza that you wanted me to get. We could have swapped it out, but it is what it is. So yeah, definitely have to deal with those issues like that from time to time.
And you know what? Things like that, those are small things. When it comes to the small things, I get it. You know what I mean? Yeah. You both want to be comfortable in life and whatnot, but there's just some things where it can't be emotional. And there are certain things, right, in life and in relationships and politics that we cannot just say, okay, this feels good, so let's do it because it feels good. You know what I mean? You can't just say, well, honey, let's go on vacation, even though you don't know how you're going to pay the rent next month. You know what I mean? There's just certain things that it is what it is. Anyways, that was my opinion. I don't know. There's certain things that we should be rational about, and then there's certain things that we should be, that we could allow emotion, but you can't let emotion overtake our lives. And I think that's what seems to be happening with the way politics are, especially with the, feminists have changed and they've become less about equality and more about equity, So, but hey, that's it. It was nice talking to you.
All right,
I'll be listening.
Appreciate the call, NPC.
Yeah.
All right. So interesting. Yeah, and I can agree with that. That when it's a major issue, you got to look at the risk involved and the consequences. Short term, or small things. All right, man. Appreciate you coming through as always. Short term, small things that don't really have permanent consequences. It is what it is. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Introducing the caller from Southwest Houston, Texas. The simping champion of the world. The animal. The maestro. The guy that can't last more than 5 minutes in a bed. Edman.
Edman. How have you been, Edman?
Just, chilling on the block, so.
Okay. I know you gotta keep it gangster. You gotta rip for the hood, man. So did you play this Tuesday?
You said what again?
So did you play this Tuesday?
Oh no, the whole tournament is over. So, just now, taking my summer break. No, well, I'm just taking a break right now. Okay. Trying to relax my body.
Okay. All right. So what's going on, Ed, man? What would you like to discuss in the den this evening, Ed, man?
Well, I don't even know. Like, I was just calling just to call.
Oh, goddamn.
There's no real updates on any situation, so nothing too crazy going on.
Okay. So, what about, so there's no update on the situation of the image that you sent me?
I don't want to talk about it. I feel like the chat will clown me for...
Oh, they've already started. Once you came in with the intro, it was a wrap, man. So,
Well, let's just say that at first, I got over that feeling of being in love, because every time I would go to class, because I told you that she was in all my classes. Every time I go to class, she would sit next to this guy or next to guys. And I'm like, for some reason, I felt some type of way, I felt jealous. So I was like, man, you know what? Fuck this chick, She probably, talks to a bunch of dudes trying to use them for whatever reason. And then today, after class, she came up to me and we just started talking. And for some reason, like I started dozing off because I just couldn't stop staring at her. Never mind. I couldn't. For some reason, that feeling came again. You know, like I for some reason I just started feeling those butterflies again. I don't know why.
You gotta stop listening to Michael Jackson.
The thing is that she's really cute. I don't know why you feel differently. Maybe I've been watching too much anime, but I just feel like she's so cute. I'm not even sure what. I'm not even sure why I feel this way. You know, I try to get over it by going to the strip club last week. It didn't work.
Did you make it rain?
I made it rain pennies, but other than that, like
that should have get you kicked out. What strip club did you go to?
I don't even remember the name of it, but it was somewhere in downtown.
Okay. All right. So you tried to get your mind off this young lady by going to a seedy strip club and spending a few bucks. You might have went to the VIP also, but so you see her again. The butterflies, which is rather odd, flutter again, and now you're feeling like Rich Homie Quan some type of way. So what do you got? And Cool Boy, appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the love. Thank you very much for the support, sincerely. So what do you have, man? What is the solution? What is the situation? What do you do now?
I'm not even sure, cause like I don't even know what she feels about me. You know.
Well, that's perfect. It's perfect that you called in because we're talking about communication, and maybe you need to communicate with her your true feelings or whatever they may be, and even if they're not in alignment, then move on. Kill the butterflies, or maybe they are in alignment. Maybe she feels like Rich Homie Quan too. I don't know. And so you guys end up getting together, and then you find out she plays you for everything you have, and you regret it later, but it's okay. But no, seriously, you need to communicate. If this is a situation that you are entertaining while you're in your off season, talk, speak your mind. What's the most that you have to lose?
Right. I'm not even sure. I just think that it's more of trusting her, because the fact that she would sit next to, well, I don't know if the guys are sitting next, well, that's what I assume, is that these guys are sitting next to her. And so I guess they're trying to make a move as well. So I have some competition,
Yeah, I mean, so that's part of the game. If you think that she is visually appealing, then I'm sure there are other gentlemen who may feel the same. And it's going to be a competition. It's not going to be easy. And if you don't ever say anything, then how is she to know? She's not psychic. If she was, she wouldn't be in college. She'd be ripping people off for money. So, my thing is, say something. I mean, that's really all it is.
Yeah, I think I should, but I don't know. I might take it slowly, just because the thing is that she texts me all the time. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I try to avoid her for some reason. Not avoid her in the sense that if she comes up to me, I just walk away. But every time I go into class, I don't talk. I don't go run up to her. Like, I don't want to seem desperate, you know.
No, you already do, so don't even worry about that. But Ed, man, this is what I'm telling you, all right? You either gonna barbecue or mildew. So that means you're either gonna make a move, or you might as well say fuck it, forget about it, because all this taking it slow. She's not perceiving it as interest or, you know, even concern or anything. And you have all these other guys who may be constantly sitting with her, speaking to her, whispering sweet nothings in her ear, and they may feel a particular way. They may just be trying to smash. It really doesn't matter, but they are providing some attention. And so what she's getting back from that is that they have an interest, a level of interest. If you are doing weird shit, you know, don't want to text her, but you're watching her premium Snapchat, you know, I'm sure you can see who sees those on the Snapchat, so she knows you're watching, but you're not saying anything. You got to make a move, man. You can't be sitting there like a fucking scared dog or some shit. You got to do something, man. You know what I mean? You gotta make it shake.
So would it be a good idea if before class, because our class is like 200 people, before class I made an announcement saying that I've been feeling this type of way for a long time and I have to let it out, and then just tell the whole world that I love this chick? Would that be a smart idea?
Yeah, that would be brilliant. I encourage you to do that. But if you really want to make it special, because we live in a day and age of social media, if you really want to make it special, you have to make sure someone is recording it, and then you upload it to YouTube. And that way, you know, people know that there are no depths, that there are no boundaries to your love. And, you know, she'll feel that, you know, and it'll really hit her deeply in the heart, and she'll know how much you love her, and she'll instantly fall in love with you, and y'all live happily ever after.
Okay, so I guess you might see me on World Star.
Yes, you'll be on World Star. Probably getting whooped by whatever nigga she's currently fucking because you bullshitting. So, I mean that's really all I got. That's all I got on you for you. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you, Ed, man.
Well, hopefully it turns out that no one. Hopefully she chooses me over the other dudes. So,
you know, to be honest, the odds are. You know, what's that movie? The Hunger Games. May the odds be forever in your favor or something. They're not in your favor. I mean, the odds are slim. You're looking like slim to none. It's like none to none, because you ain't even making the effort. Like, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Rod. Like, you have so many options, and the fact that this is, again, you are in college, and if you're worried about if you're spending weeks at a time trying to entertain one, especially at U of H, because motherfuckers don't really be there like that. You know, you got to get them while you can. You're missing out on so many other opportunities, because so what happens? You do all this thinking, time investing and considering, and then, you know, bam, rejected like Hakeem at the rim. You know, you sending that shit back. You swatting your shit, 5 Slim Jamma, and now you in the corner looking like a lonely boy, and you know, you've missed out on plenty of other opportunities, you know. Like, look, you know, take her bowling, take her to Pluckers, you know, just seal the deal, Ed, man.
Well, so at the end of the day, I don't know. I think I agree with Wise a bit. I don't know. I feel like she is getting. I don't feel like she's a virgin anymore. I think she's been ran through a couple times. But I don't know if she's been ran through this semester. But someone that went to UT Austin, that's already an alarming sign that low GPA. She didn't try hard at school. Was there just a party? And then out of nowhere, she's just.
It doesn't matter. Either you want to get with the chick or you don't, for whatever reasons. Like, as long as ain't somebody in it while you trying to get on, that shit fucking matters. You know what I mean? You either fucking with it or don't, as long as she don't burn you and learn you. But you either make the move or you don't. And all that other stuff is irrelevant. You know what I mean?
So, but how bad would it be if let's say that we just ended up being friends for as the max, like the best I could do is just be good friends with her, would that be a big L?
If you end up in the friend zone, would that be an L? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or let's say the best I can do is like maybe a friends with benefits kind of situation.
If you're lucky, Ed, man, you right now you sound like you'll be lucky to be in the friend zone. Friends with benefits, I don't even see that happening for you. You're worried about too many things. You know, you're going to be trying to get some action. You're going to be, well, how many guys have you been with this semester? And how many guys? You can start asking the wrong questions. She's going to dry up on you. You know, you're going to be left there looking, I ain't even finna go into it, just looking sad and pathetic. But none of that matters. Either you want to pursue or you don't want to do the do. You know, it's just like right now, you gotta initiate some kind of conversation, and all the signs that you would be sending would be saying it's a no-go. I agree.
Okay.
9 times out of 10, if you think you should have shot your shot, you should have. And right now, your career average is not looking good.
Man, I'm fucking hesitating like motherfucking Austin Rivers.
But you need
I
to
don't
be
know.
like Harden. See, that's what I'm saying. You got to keep shooting. Don't matter if you go, 3 for 13. Don't matter if you go, 9 for 31 or whatever. Just you keep shooting. The buckets that make are the ones that count. You know what I'm saying? So you eventually get you a couple of free throws and it's all good. But you got to take the shots.
Yeah, because I mean, she's not the only one I've been fucking with. The thing
you
is that
with her. So what is your definition of fucking
no,
with?
I meant like not like actually fucking. I'm just saying like
Yes.
we've been we've been going out. Not her, but other chicks. I'm just saying like this chick particularly, she's something different about her. I don't know why. Like I'm on some Drake type of shit, I don't know why.
Yeah, you sound real Drakish right now. I mean, you sound extremely Drakish. So yeah, I don't even know what to tell you on that one. I mean, I don't.
Because like the other chicks I'm talking with, they have, I guess they're more of the thought type of chicks, but this Asian chick, she's more like Brandon was saying. She's more pure. But then, is she really pure? Because I don't really know. So it's always conflicting with me, It's fucking with my mind.
Let me tell you something, man. You don't know. And the interesting thing about not knowing is that it doesn't fucking matter. Because you'll never know. She'll never tell you. It's the rule of 3. And you'll never know. And if you let something like that be a concern that prevents you from moving forward, you might as well say fuck it and live a life of celibacy.
All right. I might just say fuck it and just tell her next week or the week after.
This is the shit I'm talking about with these delays, man. Next week and then the week after, it's gonna be like 3 other guys gonna be to hit that. If you is what she says you say she is, you're gonna be out of there. You're gonna be falling back. You're losing your place in line. Like when they talk about like taking a number when you waiting on like the sandwich and shit or whatever. You dropping your number, somebody else picking your shit up, throwing your number on the ground. You don't even know what your number is anymore. You losing. You steadily going to the back of the line, man. So if you ain't making a move right now, instead of calling it in, you need to be calling her in. You tripping. I mean, that's it.
If I do it right now, I can't because she has a test tomorrow, and I don't want to distract her. I don't want to put that shit on her mind.
That's her issue. If she's interested, look, she's gonna make the right decision. If not, she'll tell you link up after the test, or she'll say fuck that test, or she'll be like fuck you. Why you even calling me? How'd you get this number, pervert? Something like that. So I don't know what to tell you, man.
Man, Hold up, Brandon. If you do that shit, I'm gonna go pull up at your house and chop off your dick, dude.
Whoa. I got a little sketchy there, Ed,
Don't.
man. So, yeah. So, Ed, man, it is always good to hear from you in your odd relationship problems. But,
there's one more thing I wanted to add.
All right, what do you got? It's getting real sketchy.
I got back on Tinder, unfortunately.
I don't think any of this is working for you. You know, I don't know what to tell you.
But I got 5 numbers, so that's why I've been saying, like, I've been fucking around.
But there's like 10 numbers in the whole deal. You need the area code and the rest of the numbers for a complete phone number. So you got like 5 of the total 10 numbers. Is that what you're saying? And you know, you need to get like the other 5, and you might have a full phone number to call somebody. Like, what are you saying? What do you mean by 5 numbers? I'm not sure where you're at there.
Well, I tell them, like, hey, I'm not gonna be on this app. I'm not on this app that often. Is there another way we can communicate? And they just be giving me their numbers. And then this one chick, she was looking for some friends with benefits type of shit. And so we're gonna meet up next week, go out, and then just see what happens from there.
All right, I'm gonna take your word. Excuse me on that. I'm expecting another bowling and Pluckers story, but we'll see what happens.
Nah.
Just make sure you.
I'm gonna make sure this time that I secure the bag.
Yeah, secure the bag before you secure the bowl. Yeah, man. It's good to hear from you, yeah, man. I appreciate the call, man.
All right, love you, Brandon.
I tried. I wasn't ready for it. I tried to. I wasn't ready. He got me. Judge, I said so. He warned us. He warned us. He said this is not a drill, and he was correct. I tried. It was quick. I mean, I was on the clicker. He got me. All right, Keisha R. Appreciate it. Yeah. You know, I forgot. It's been so long since Ed, man. You know, been so long in between calls. You know, you forget the towel of Ed, man, and you got to be careful. So, yeah, there's that. Yeah, let's get back to communication while Ed Man works on his Asian communication situation with procrastination. That was that old Ed Man. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
What's up, Honcho? This is Edwin Baptiste, man.
Edwin, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop in the den this evening?
I don't want to talk too much, man. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I'm still at work.
Okay.
But now I want to backdoor Edmund, bro. What in the fuck did I just listen to? Oh man. But I guess I could give him a little advice, because I've been that person that was too shy to go talk to a female. But this one, I guess this is a long time ago, though. I was a kid. I think it was 6th grade, right? Look, no, check, my bad. 8th grade. I'm lying like a motherfucker. No. It was 6th grade. Yeah, it was 6th grade. And the way my school was set up back then, it was like it was first grade through 6th grade. That's how way it was set up. And then you went to 7th and 8th grade. I don't know why they set it like that, but that's the way that school that I went to. It's called Isaacs Elementary, and that's the way it was set up. And so it was this chick, man. I'll never forget her name. To this day, I still remember her name, Sharita. Fine little light-skinned little thing, you know what I'm saying? She always had her hair done differently. Like, she was on it, man. I'm talking about she was on it. She's one of the females that everybody slept on. Like, not everybody would talk about her. Yeah. And so that's what I liked about her. I was like, she was quiet. She was sneaky fine. Like, if that makes any sense. I got you. She was sneaky fine. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't realize how fine she was till you spoke to her and she started talking to you, and you started actually, like, you know what I'm saying, sizing her up. And so I had a class with her. I had art class with her. Man, we'd be in class, and I'd just be in there. I'd be in there so nervous, bro. And I'm such a ladies guy. It's crazy because I don't never get nervous around females. I was such a ladies guy. When I got around her, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but back in them days, man, I really didn't even need to speak to the females. Shit, I had the good hair. I'm light skinned. I look good. Shit, most of the girls were shooting they shot, and I was, you know what I'm saying? I was having my pick of the litter. I was like, okay, you make the cut, you make the cut. Nah, bitch, you lost your mind. Better move around. Like, I was really like, niggas was really hating too. but Sharita was a different story. Like I said, Sharita, she's type of female. She didn't ever pay no mind to no other cats. Like, she really was just all about her schoolwork. She straight A student and all that. So I was like, man, this is something I was really used to, because I lived in the hood. This was a school in Fifth Ward, so I was used to the little hood rats, and she wouldn't like that. So, long story short, I had a big crush on her, and my dumb ass never told her that shit. So after the school year was over and everything was over, it was literally the last fucking day of school, right? I'm finna go head off to a different middle school, and she finna head off to a different middle school, because we were zoned to, to different schools. And so I'm like, man, when I found that out, nigga, I was hurt. I was like, damn, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, man, I'm gonna make my move when we get to, to middle school. That's what I was thinking in my head, till I found out, everybody started getting their high school schedules, or, the little dream sheet where you get to pick what classes you want to take in high school, or middle school or whatever. But yeah, I didn't tell her, and my dumb ass missed out on an opportunity, because her best friend, I ended up telling her best friend. I was like, man, what's crazy? I really had a big crush on Sharita, and I never told her. And she was like, well, you stupid. She's like, cause she been waiting on you to say something. I was like, for real? She's like, yeah, she like you, fool. She's like, why she didn't say nothing? I was like, you the guy, why didn't you say something? So I was so used to, females coming at me, that I really didn't, I didn't entertain it. I was like, well, she gonna speak up, but no, she didn't speak up, and I didn't speak up when she really wanted this, wanted it to begin with. And yeah, I missed out. So Edmund, don't miss out on your Sharita, bro. Don't do it.
Exactly. And I think all of us can have a similar story to share like that. I might have one or two in the
Man, I let a few of them get away, man. I'm mad to this day. Like, they're the ones that hurt, bro. When you think back, you like, damn, I let that bad motherfucker slip through my fingers.
That's fucked up. So when we live in the day and age of Facebooks and social medias, have you seen Sharita recently?
Man, she getting finer and finer with time, bro. You know, it's funny. I did find her, and she is so fine, bro. She's a nurse. Yeah. She was a medical assistant at first, and I guess now she's a registered nurse, RN. But man, she's so goddamn fine. I hit her up, and I told her, I said, hey, you remember me? And this is like maybe around I hit her up around MySpace. Remember when MySpace came about? Yeah. I hit her up around there. I had a MySpace around like 9th grade, 10th grade. Yeah. Somewhere around there. So that's when I linked up with her. I never forgot her name. So everybody back in them days, they used their actual names when they made a social media account. But yeah, so yeah, I got in touch with her, but she's married now. I already knew somebody was gonna put a ring on that and fill her up with some babies. She was just too fine. When she's younger, she was just so fine, and she was a sleeper, bro. And on them sleepers, they just get better, and they get finer and finer as the years roll on. Man, it's been man.
Yeah, I got a question. Got one more question for you. Since 335 asked, and this was an original Kush Den video. And I want to know, fellas in the chat, because I want to know what y'all think too. So this one's for Edwin, and then the fellas in the chat. And if y'all call in, I want to know your thoughts too. What makes a woman's ass look better? Yoga pants or scrubs?
Ooh, well, I like them both for different reasons, and this is why. I like yoga pants because you can literally see, it's literally a contour. It's just you see her actual shape almost. Some of these girls, they take them yoga pants or them Spanx, and then all that shit just fall. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying, you with spandex, you see what what she working with. She working with some ass and some thighs, and she got a nice little hump in the front. But you know what I'm saying? If that kitty cat, is it fat? I said hump. Motherfuckers thinking like, what, transgenders?
The good old camel toe.
But right? Learning on the camel toe. So, but scrubs though, man. When you see a woman walking and she really, really got some ass and some scrubs, you can see that shit just be jumping for joy in them scrubs, boy. It just be hopping around. You're like, God damn. I'm a ass connoisseur, so
yes.
I'm all about the ass, man. I'm all about the ass. You really can't rate a woman ass unless you get to feel it, touch it, play with it. Like you can't look at ass and be like, that's a 10. I want to touch it, feel it. Some of these asses look good, and you grab them, and you grab a concrete slab, nigga. Like damn. Trust me, I've done it. I done went to the strip clubs and saw the fattest ass in the world, and I grabbed that shit and was disappointed.
He ain't lying, y'all.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he ain't lying. It be like that sometimes.
But yeah, it's really, if I gotta pick though, I'm gonna pick yoga pants. They just, you get to see that the curves, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, for me it's yoga pants, and don't let them have one of them big plump, vaginas. Oh man, like there's one chick, like I work at a restaurant. This one chick, she came in there, she had on some and I just said I wasn't finna go on for a while. Now here I go, ranting my ass off. But yeah, man, this one chick, she came into my job and she had on some gray yoga pants. And you know how women are about the gray on men. You really get to see the imprint of everything. Like that's why women love gray sweatpants on men, because they get to see that dick print. But with women, it's the same it's the same thing. When they got on some gray tights, oh my God, man, hold up. She came in there. She looked like she looked so good. She like she's about to, she probably just got done working out, to be honest, because she had a little sweat on her too. Man, she came in there, and I kid you not, man, you can see her pussy imprint. It was so perfect, bro. I swear, down to the head, like her clit and everything. You're like, damn, bitch, that's a mold of your pussy. Like, I'm telling you, bro, that hoe is so perfect. And I was like, damn. So from now on, man, the gray spandex is where it's at. And I told my old lady, I told her she got a pair of gray spandex yoga pants. I told her, hey, you can't wear them shits no more. Get rid of them hoes, ASAP.
Put them on lock, blow some bleach on them hoes, fuck them hoes up, dog. Not around the house, not nowhere.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's fucking
I'm
hilarious.
like, nah, man.
But
I ain't gonna lie. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you was going out. What you were saying?
Yeah, but on this communication shit, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not even gonna drop. I ain't gonna speak on it, because my ass. I'm so bad at communicating. Like, my old lady be talking to me, and in the midst of her talking to me, I get lost in my thoughts, in my own little world. So I'm a shitty ass communicator, and I'm gonna just tune in. I'm listening. I'm soaking up all the advice y'all give me, because you know what I'm saying. This literally right here. Y'all about to school me. I'm getting schooled, especially man, what was her name?
Ms.
The
Valerie.
lady she called in.
Valerie,
boy. She schooled us, boy. I'm telling y'all, boy. She's giving us some gems right there.
Yeah.
She schooled us, so I appreciate that, Miss Valerie. You probably listening. Appreciate you for that, for sharing your story. But yeah, I'm gonna go and get off, bro. I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna let everybody else do their thing. And I'm about to sit back. But Edmund, bro, Edmund
be tripping.
Hey, there's no better time like now. You know what I mean? Like, especially when it comes down to the women, because as the days go on, you gotta think about how many, how her body count made. I don't know how active she is, but he made it seem like, he's like, she's always around a guy, so he made it seem like, hey man, there's somebody always on her face. So shit, you ain't the only nigga running a marathon.
Yeah, you gotta compete, or you will get beat.
Yeah, straight up. You're gonna get left with the sloppy seconds, man. You're gonna get left with what you don't want.
Straight up. Well, Mr. Edwin Baptiste, but I appreciate the call there, man.
Oh yeah, man, for sure, man. Thank you for having me on, and y'all stay. I almost said stay saucy. This ain't even.
I be doing the same shit.
But yeah,
I be doing the same shit.
But yeah, y'all take care, man. Y'all take it easy out there, man.
All right, appreciate the call, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right. I see you was calling in, Mr. Bad Thing. I'm trying to get you in. Well, what's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
What's going on, Honcho? This is Anthony J, man.
Anthony J, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop in the den this evening?
Man, what I want to drop in the den is one of the biggest things that I think about the whole communication thing between men and women is that in many cases, not all, I'm going to say many, women aren't as patient with men as men are with women as far as, communication. When they ask us something, most of the time we have an answer for them right there, or we hurry up and look for a solution, and they expect that of us as men. But when we ask them something, they give us this long story, or they'll just kind of put it off, and then they'll eventually get back to it. And we always let them slide with it because they're women. And we're like, okay, well, it's a part of their nature to be a little bit indecisive, which is not always the case, but in many cases, from personal experience, it's perfectly okay for them to be indecisive about things and not want to, talk about a situation at that moment head on. They want to just let it just go on. It might go on for days, weeks, something that's really bothering them, and we can ask them, like, straight up, what is it that's going on? What do you need me to do? Is there anything that I can do to help you kind of get over whatever problem it is that we have going on? But when they ask us something, it's got to be right then. They needed it yesterday, as they would say. So that's just kind of my take on it, is that women need to be a little bit more patient with us, like we are with them. And we also need to be a little bit, we are straightforward with things. Sometimes we need to add that little bit of extra in there and kind of lighten up a little bit and kind of, not just kind of beat them over the head with, this is what you need to do, and you need to do it now. Like, we kind of need to adjust the way that we talk to women, and not handle women, but deal with women. Those sorts of things. Maybe, I guess, be a little bit more sensitive to how they feel about things. Take a little bit more time to figure out exactly what's going on. Because when we ask them the first time, they ain't going to tell us. They might not tell us the third time. So we might have to get around to not asking the same question the same way, but asking the question in different ways to finally get an answer. So that's just kind of my take on it, man. I'm going to let y'all talk about that.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, Anthony J. I definitely agree, though.
All right, good.
All right. Hey, man, thanks. You stole the thunder. Man, I'm sure that you can still elaborate on that. There we go. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening? Man, I'm good, man. Things is good to hear from you. How you doing this evening, man? What you want to drop in the den tonight, man? Okay. Wait, hold on 1 second. One second. I apologize, man. I need you to bring that back. I had it muted. You were on some good points, and I was jotting down notes. I need you to bring it, because I was just sitting there thinking about the analogy, man. I'm like, wow, that's gold. I can only imagine what they think about that in the chat. And I go to look, and I had you mute. I need you to repeat that one.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna have to disagree with the first guy that said yoga pants are better than scrubs, and here's why. In the world of ass gazing, it's like a fine art. Yoga pants are the equivalent of finger painting. It's simple, it's fun, you get the message right then and there, but there's nothing to really think about. So when you go out with your friends and you go do especially after you get married, or you're just getting older or whatever like that, you kind of have that refined taste. You see a girl in yoga pants, you're like, damn, it's a nice ass. That's a great ass. I'd give that a 10. And then there's nothing else to fucking talk about. When you go ass gazing with your friends and you see a girl in scrubs, you get you get to enjoy all these like fine little details, like how the top of the booty catches the scrubs and then pulls the back of the scrubs up just a tiny little bit. And you're like, man, I bet she squats, because I've never seen an ass lift up the top of a scrub so high that it pulled the back of them up over her ankle. That's a great ass right there. It leaves a little bit to the imagination too.
Yeah, straight up.
So I would say scrubs is more like pastels, and yoga pants are like finger painting, and that's what my opinion is.
Man, I have to agree with you. I'm a scrubs man myself, man. I definitely have to agree with you on that one. That's why I said I had to have you bring that. That analogy is golden. See, that's why I fuck with man things. So y'all be sleeping on man things. Man things, y'all got to peep it. Man things be on his shit, man.
I stay on it, man.
Right.
So as far as why men and women can't communicate, I think it's just because we speak different languages, and we don't, especially when we're angry, like most of the time we talk about like why men and women can't communicate. It's not the little thing, because when you do something small for your old lady, she appreciates it. And she says it. She's like, baby, I appreciate, thank you for thinking of me while you're doing that. The communication problems come whenever it's something really important to one of you and not to the other one, or there's anger involved. So when women speak from their angry spot, we don't have the greatest understanding skills because we're speaking two different languages. But I agree with what the last caller said. Men on a whole, again, there's a spectrum of people, and this doesn't mean that all women act X and all men act Y. You'd have to be an idiot to say that. But on a whole, men are more patient with women's emotional needs, and women are not as willing to show us that same amount of patience. And I'll give you an example. She gets mad, hauls off, and goes crazy about something that we didn't even know what was going on. Now we got to spend a little bit of time peeling back that onion because, like he said, she's not going to tell us right away what she's mad about. We got to work for it. That's where kind of like that be an adult thing has a tendency to go out the window for women, because now she's mad, but she wants you to beg or work or grovel or whatever it is that's going to satisfy that little part of her brain that she can finally tell you what's wrong. And when men have a problem with something, women have a tendency to downplay it, say things like, that's just stupid, get over yourself, whatever like that, if it's something that's offensive to us or whatever like that. And then 3 days later, how come we never talk? You never tell me how you're feeling. You never talk about your emotions. I want to know, I want to know what you're thinking and feeling. Man, baby, I'm good. I really don't have anything to say. By the way, I love you. You look great today. If we don't do the same things over and over again, if you shut us down when we're trying to talk about stuff that's negative, or we're trying to bring out some of that emotional content, if you shut us down, we don't put ourselves back out there for the same thing over and over again, because we know, we learn from that first experience, and we say, I just know that this is a bad road to be going down. You're right, baby. I'm stupid. I'm probably the one that's talking nonsense right now. You know what? I love you. And then 6 months, a year, 2 years, you're going to find somebody that's willing to listen to him and not act all crazy when he's got an issue with something that she does. Mark my motherfucking words.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. Man, I agree. And that's the thing. And, I've from time to time, when I think about, various relationships, when you try to, you get asked about your emotion, what you think, because I'm a person, like I said, I don't really say too much too often. And then when I do have to express something and it's not received in the proper manner, or I'm getting talked over or something like that, because I'm just thinking about various instances, and it's just like, yeah, you know what? I'm cool. It's all good. Don't even worry about it. And that's why I think I've developed, especially over the years, is the habit of just keeping shit to myself, because it's almost like when you do try, it doesn't get heard anyway. So I just keep it to myself and figure it out,
Yeah. And that's, again, some of that is like how guys are. I got a problem. I've got the solution. Bam, there it is, done. I'm not going to have that problem anymore. Mm-hmm. But, it's just people that have different ways that their brain works and different ways of processing information. But for any of the ladies listening, I'm telling you, if your guy is angry about something, the worst thing that you can say to him is, that's stupid, or I don't even understand why you're mad right now, because he's trying to tell you why he's mad right now. It's not your time to talk. If you ask a man, why are you mad? Why are you sad? Why are you so happy right now? Whatever like that, let the motherfucker get like 2 sentences out before you cut him off and tell him why he shouldn't feel that way or how it's great that he feels that way, because that's what you wanted. And if you don't want your man to like have feelings, you just want somebody to be a workhorse for you, and that's all he does is provide, hey, there's plenty of them out there that are going to do that same thing too, but then they ain't going to be a shoulder for you to cry on. So everybody has to kind of walk that fine line. And Honcho, I'm going to turn it back over because I don't want to stay on here for too long, but I want to know what you think about the way that society is raising young women now. Because it's not that they're like treating men like crap, but women are being told that, you know, like, you are powerful, you are special, like you are a force to be reckoned with. Do you think that constantly hearing that and knowing that everybody out there has a different way of viewing you than how society views men, do you think that that has some effect on interpersonal relationships, because it kind of, the woman's ego is much, much higher than her achievement is? And I'm going to turn it over to you on that.
Okay. Man, very interesting, putting it that way. And I think so, man. And it's something I say with a lot of, and I don't think it's just women. Like I said, I talk about, you know, certain racial issues too. But when you constantly reinforce or constantly apply positivity to, you know, I don't want to say mediocrity, but something that's not really that special. You know, we use the term kings and queens all the time, and I understand why. But, or like you said, you know, hey, you're, you know, girl power, you know, women or rule the world or whatever it may be. And I understand the point is to motivate, to stimulate, to try to inspire you to achieve greatness. But you see people apply it to the most mediocre shit. And then that's when you look at it and you're just kind of like, what the fuck are you saying? And so I think it actually lowers the bar instead of inspiring or motivating to achieve greater, like I guess that, you know, the intention really is. And so I don't think it helps. I think it's actually a big negative, because I think you see a lot of women, I think you see a lot of modern youth happy about just the most mediocre, lower level shit. And then, you know, they really feel like it's an achievement, or they complain or feel entitled for existing, you know, living life, and feel like, you know, they should be awarded for that. You know, I think that's right. That comes with everything else.
They've gotten, and you can tell by interacting with some younger people now, like they've gotten so used to no matter what I do, there's a positive feedback loop. Everybody is always supportive, that when someone tells them like, hey, you fucked that up, they get, it's bad for their self-esteem, because the minute that they're not the best at something, the minute that they're not good at something, or whenever somebody else who doesn't talk to them like their parents and their teachers or what have you, you know, any kind of role models, the minute that someone gives them a legitimate explanation for why they messed something up, they don't want to try to fix it. They want to give you excuses to why what they did was actually the right way, even though you're telling them in black and white, no, it's not.
Exactly.
So I'm going to let it go right there, man. I'm going to go back to listening, because I know somebody else probably going to try to call in, but I'm enjoying the shit out of the den. Y'all stay motherfucking as real gets. And I'm going to catch y'all in the chat.
Man, thanks. I appreciate the commentary, the analogy, and, man, I appreciate the call as always.
All right. Later, Honcho.
All right, yeah, go. Man, I'm telling you, the Scrubs yoga pants breakdown, that was legit. But no, what he's saying, I mean, and it is, and again, like I say, and this is what kills me, because we set low standards and apply titles of greatness to low standards, so people don't really understand what it is to go out and pursue and to really do shit anymore. And so they feel like, oh, I woke up, I'm great because I woke up. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Man,
Josh, what is the motherfucking deal? I should have heeded your warning. I didn't. You were right. I was wrong. But what would you like to drop in the den this evening?
all right, man, but it's what it is, man. Like, I could put good advice out there. People can take it. You don't. Heard the consequences. It is what it is, good or bad. I learned that as a little kid. Stay true today. Anyway, about this topic, About what start why we can't communicate. I think they are communicating because if we can't communicate, um, last time I checked, as long as we're not in the hospital, as long as nothing's wrong with us, like we can hear what we are, what each and every one of us are saying. Um, so for me, it's just communicating the right way. So um, you don't yell at one another because hey, like no one wants to be yelled at, no one wants to be talked down to, nobody wants to um, be like they're better than, especially when you're in a relationship, boyfriend or girlfriend, or even married. Um, it's it's a partnership. It doesn't mean that oh, it doesn't mean that that one person needs to be one on top of the other, or one person is talking over the other. And I'd always taught almost like even if let's say come from male perspective or something, um, if a woman or something like finds a problem with me, then if it makes sense for me to go ahead and do it because I know mom says happy wife happy life, that phrase, but sometimes it isn't always true because um, people do make mistakes. So the problem that I run into a little bit is almost like if I go out with somebody or day I get married and wife tells me to do something, I know it's the wrong decision. We argue and like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And my mom like, okay, I'm gonna do it. It's not gonna work out. I'm gonna fail. And then all of a sudden, I'm looking back at you. It's like, see how it didn't work out. So in my book, I'm kind of fighting like, should I keep fighting it or should I just go ahead and do it and then fail and then we learn from it as well. But yes, I want you to answer that before I keep going.
Okay. Okay. So, do you mostly believe in the happy wife, happy life?
Uh, no, because I feel like everybody, makes mistakes. Everybody's not gonna have the right thing, and I feel like you have to have a conversation with one another to make the right decision. So happiness can be in a variety of ways because people don't know what they people don't people really don't know what happiness is. Honestly, like one day they're happy about the same thing, the other day they sad, but you think about it and they was just happy about the same thing they were sad about. So you really just don't know. So it's not true to me.
Okay. Well, that's a bet. That's a bet, Josh. Well, as always, I appreciate it. And next time you send a warning, I will make sure to heed it as such.
And one more thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Since nobody in this city is getting publicity, I'm gonna keep doing the shit. Make no goddamn sense. 27 and one goddamn team gets no publicity in this goddamn city.
Yeah.
Shit don't make no fucking sense.
Yeah.
So anyway, you ain't doing nothing at 3 o'clock on ESPN. I know y'all have it. UH is on that bitch. You're probably gonna win by a lot, so you don't have to watch it for that long. If you fuck with them in the morning at 10 a.m., ESPN gonna be right at Third Ward. You can pull up. 9 a.m. I mean, anybody can come to that bitch. What?
So yeah, you go rob them or go rob the game day bus.
I can't do that. They got security at that bitch. But anyway, I mean, they got cameras everywhere, seriously. But anybody can come and, hey, I mean, act like you can. I mean, shit. Because I don't want these motherfuckers fuck around and win. Parade full of people at that bitch, but nobody cared earlier. So it is what it is.
Okay. Appreciate you representing. Go Cougs. They gonna hold it down. And just let the world see. People will love the bandwagon of winner. It is what it is.
Yeah. Somebody can walk out with a brand new 19,000 in their pocket too. Man, lucky students.
Don't be like Ed Man, not Josh. Go out there, get the ball, shoot your shot, get that 19,000, and then you can go buy the chick that Ed Man been waiting on. You can go take her to a nice seafood dinner and never call her again. So
actually, like, to be honest, I actually want Ed Man to do it and win, just see what happens. like just to see what happens comes from that. But
That would be very interesting. You'll know if it's Edmund if he win. He's gonna be hesitating to shoot the shot. He's gonna be thinking about it. Can I take the shot next week? Maybe the week after that. I'm gonna call the shot back later tonight after the game or something. He ain't only want to shoot that bitch at halftime. Goddamn.
But all right, man.
All right, that's a bad, babe. Appreciate the call, Josh.
All right, man.
All right. What? I didn't even correlate Asians with seafood. Is that a thing? I don't know. Y'all see how that works. I was just thinking about Anchorman. You know I don't speak Spanish. Now if I said I'd take out for some pho, you already know. All right. I've been waiting to see. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Hey, this is Rashida. How you doing?
Doing good, Miss Rashida. How you? I've been waiting for the ladies to call in since Miss Valerie called in. All the ladies been acting like they scared to call and talk about communication. They don't want to communicate with me, so I know they ain't communicating with their man. But what would you like to say tonight about the subject of communication?
I just think that men need to talk more and women need to talk less. That'll solve a lot of problems.
Interesting. That was unexpected. So you think women talk too much and men don't talk enough?
Yes, because I think I have more male tendencies. I guess that's the right way to say it. Because I'm not a real talker. But then when I get with a man that like to talk, I be looking at him like, you need to shut the hell up sometimes. Because you ain't got to be talking all the time. Like, just talking to be talking. Like, you know, because I grew up with 5 brothers.
Okay.
So, you know, we just didn't, we talked, but it wasn't like talk. A lot of women just like to talk.
Yeah.
And then more men, they talk to each other, but when it comes to their woman, they're not as talkative to you. And I'm fine with that, actually. So, I don't know.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think men, may talk more with each other, but they're not as talkative to their significant other?
Because she wants to talk about feelings. How does this make you feel? Are you sad? Did that make you feel? It's like women are women and men are men. So, just leave it at that.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a very simple solution. I think that definitely works, But so
that works fine for me. It's like they're trying to turn their men into their girlfriend. That's what you got girlfriends for. Call her and tell her all the gossip and tea. Your man, he don't want to hear about what happened on Chloe and her and Tristan and all that extra shit. He don't want to hear about what happened on the Real Housewives, That's what you got your girls for. Talk to them. Talk to him about stuff, couple stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they want to take their man shopping and do all this. You might not want to do that. You don't want to go hold your purse at the mall.
Well, I got a question. So what do you think a woman can do, though, if she does want her man to open up and maybe not talk too much, but to talk a little bit more? Does she have to change the topic of conversation that she wants to talk about, or what do you think she has to do?
Leave him alone. He'll come and talk to you when he won't want to talk about things. You don't have to talk to him every 5 minutes. He getting tired. He tired. He might have just came from work. He want to unwind, drink him a beer, sit down, watch the game. Leave him alone. You ain't got to rush up to him. What happened today? And let him unwind, and then when he's ready, he'll talk to you.
Okay.
That's just how I look at it.
I like Rashida's way of thinking. I think I do agree. Okay, if we agree on that, I got a question for you, Miss Rashida. Yoga pants or scrubs?
That I prefer to wear because I'm heterosexual. I don't look at no.
I just want to see what kind of response I was gonna get. Well, what do you prefer to wear, yoga pants or scrub? What do you find more appealing?
I would say yoga pants.
Okay.
The scrubs, they don't look comfortable.
Mm.
The material in the yoga pants is more stretchy and it fits you better than the scrubs. Those are not as, the material is not as, it looks cheap too, and it's just not comfortable. So you can get scrubs for like $6.
Word.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So, is there any other gems that you would like to drop in the den this evening? Because I definitely agree with what you said about communication.
I just think that women just shouldn't try to change men. Just let him be. I think it'll be a lot better, because a lot of situations I see result from the woman trying to change him. Now, if you're trying to change him for the better, that's a good thing. But just nitpicking and, oh, he don't talk to me. He sometimes that's for the better. Enjoy that tea.
Yeah, motherfucker gets to talking, he might not shut up. Then you're gonna be mad because
right.
You talk too much.
Because I'll be thinking, okay, if I'm quiet, maybe he'll be quiet. But he said he want to yap in my ear, like he feel like I want to talk. No, I'm not really a talkative person by nature. You know, that sounds strange since I call in here every night talking. But at the same time, I don't want to sit up here and have hours and hours of conversation. Just get to the point, and that's it.
Okay. Look. Wise words from Miss Rashida. And I hope
And
some of you ladies are listening.
What I don't like is like how some men, they want to linger after the night is over. Like, go home. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to stay here. You can leave. I'm just saying.
Do I hear a confession coming on? Hold on, wait, let me see. It ain't quite something. What? What you talking about over there, Miss Rashida? What you lingering?
I mean, they be lingering, waiting on breakfast. Ain't gonna be no breakfast. You just leave. I mean,
ain't no breakfast, be it. Okay.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, a player trying to get the 2-for-1 deal, but damn, I guess one is better than none. Shit.
I think I had too many brothers. I think I should have had sisters. I don't know. I don't know if my thinking is how it should be.
I think it's legit. I think it's legit. You might have to teach a class.
But I'm not as emotional as, like, I see a lot of women like, oh, he don't talk to me. He doesn't pay attention to my feelings. And I'm like, I can't relate. I can listen, but I can't relate.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, actually.
I think it's a good thing, because I think sometimes when you're overly emotional, you get caught up in stuff that's not even really worth dealing with. But just because you are emotionally driven, you may overvalue something and get what's the word? Put merit into something that really isn't worthwhile. So I think it's a good thing. I think it's saved you probably a lot of stress in your lifetime that you may not even realize.
Yeah, I just prefer a man not to be too sensitive. I don't want you sitting next to me while we watching the movie crying. Because I'm going to be looking at you like,
really ain't no breakfast then. They're crying during the movie. You got to go now. Ain't that, man? I'm just saying though. I'm trying to think of a good sad movie. What was that Hardball when was that G Baby died? Look, that was a sad moment. I was on the brink when I watched that. Nah, I'm just joking.
Like, hold back your tears till you go home. That's all.
Damn. That's fucked up. Oh man, that's fucked up. I'm telling y'all, Miss Rashida, that's my partner right there, man. she trying to get y'all the game now. Y'all gonna take it. That's what matters. She giving y'all the game for free. Is y'all gonna take it?
But I had to learn. I wasn't always like this.
Okay. But the thing is that you learn, because you know what I noticed, a lot of people who continue to bump their head in the same spot, and they don't ever learn. And so at least you did, and that's ultimately what's most important.
Right. If you just accept him, he go to work, he come home, help you pay bills or whatever, just be happy. But sometimes we always looking for what's not right. And I'm not just saying it's the women, that's the men too. But, you know, that's what's wrong. We always looking for the negative. Now, if the negative is cheating, then that's a different story. Yeah. But I'm just saying, the little things, people blow them up like that should end a relationship, and that it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, is if people wouldn't avoid the communication, talk about the uncomfortable things, I think a lot more relationships would do a lot better than what they're doing now.
It's like we expect men to communicate like women. They're not women. They're not wired like women. So why did you expect them to communicate like women?
I agree. Well.
But then again, a lot of women might not have been raised around men and see how they are and, you know, learn, you know, because a lot of times I listen to a lot of men, you know, far as like my brothers and stuff, when they talk. And I think that helped me come to some conclusion. The way they talk to each other is just different.
Yeah, and that's what I think it is too. And that's what I say, you know, and maybe well, I don't know, I guess you can't speak for you, but I wonder, do women see that and do they feel left out because their man ain't talking to them in the same fashion? But I think they fail to look at what types of conversations are being had, you know, the conversation that motivates the man to want to talk about that shit or argue or discuss, as opposed to the conversation that she's initiating, which may be on something completely different. But they're not seeing the context of the conversation. They're just seeing the fact that, you know, I'm not getting spoken to with the same energy or intensity or interest. And so I think that's a big factor too that needs to be you know, paid attention to.
But we also don't talk to our men the same way we talk to our girls.
That's a fact. that's a known fact. That's what I be saying. That's why I say, man, look, women, they like to play their role. I know y'all like to play that role and be all cool and coy. And man, look, I done been around some females in my lifetime, and I know for a fact that women get in groups, they be wilding out just like men. They be talking crazy just like men. You know, but it's just when the male-female dynamic comes into play, it's like that stuff all changes up. Like we playing these roles. I mean, we got to cut all that shit out. We just got to be real at all times.
And then I like having conversations with my brothers and their friends, because it's funny how I'm on one side and they on the other side when it comes to talking about relationships and this and that. So I think I give them a female perspective on things, and I get their perspective. So it's a good exchange. Yeah. I think more people would benefit from actually just having conversations with each other.
But I think they got to make sure they take all the ulterior motives out the conversation, because half the time when motherfuckers only talk, you know, they generally after one thing. They're not in it to learn or to have a better understanding. You know, they got a end goal generally, and so they may be somewhat listening, nodding their head, but you know, they got something else in their mind.
Yeah. And sometimes I notice, like, they don't feel comfortable telling their friend when they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they doing something with another woman and they know they got a woman, they just listen. They don't tell them, you know, you shouldn't be cheating on her. I noticed that. And then when I bring that to their attention, they looking at me like, why would I tell him that? That's not my business.
Well, that's a very interesting subject. That's a subject we have to save for a whole different day. And I'm not gonna break no codes on that this evening. I ain't gonna blame Honcho on that one. I can blame me for a lot of stuff. But yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing on that one, man. But yeah, that
But
is.
then my brothers, they'll get mad at me if their girlfriend asks me how they doing something, and I tell the truth.
So you're supposed to be. You're supposed to look. You're supposed to. You're supposed to cover. You're supposed to block for them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta. I don't know if you watch football, but you gotta be the fullback. You gotta open up the hole so they can run. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta. You ain't supposed to. Be playing for the other team trying to sack them. You gotta let them make it. You're supposed to throw some cover for them.
I'm not gonna cover for them because they shouldn't be doing that. That's wrong. That's wrong to cheat on your woman if she a nice, good woman. And then you let me find out about it. Yeah, I'm gonna tell her if she asks me. Now I'm not gonna just call her and tell her, but if she asks me, I'm gonna tell her the truth.
Okay. I guess I gotta be on the up and up about it. I'm gonna say the right things. We might be talking about something different, but nah, I guess if she asks,
I don't like when people ask me something and then I tell you don't do nothing about it. Don't ask me no more. Oh yeah, because I'm not gonna tell you nothing else.
Yeah, but don't you hate the motherfuckers do ask you something, you give them the truth, and then they try to throw you under the bus for the situation, like you did something.
I still ain't learned my lesson yet.
That's why I can't say shit. Just That's why I got to give Ed Man bad advice, because Ed Man be in these situations all the time, or supposedly in these situations all the time. So I'm just giving him bad advice from here on out till he get right.
Do he even know the girl? Like,
I don't know. Maybe he might know her, but I don't know if she know him.
Okay.
He just sits somewhere. He probably see her and crushing or whatever, and then they ain't never even talked to her.
Is that the kind of person that start a relationship with you and you don't even know them? like we've been together for a whole year and she don't even know him. How that work?
Yeah, as I say, he got a whole situation in his head. They didn't moving on to the next step, and they ain't even met yet.
Oh Lord, I'm gonna pray for him.
Yeah, I think we all gotta, tonight everybody gotta send a little prayer up for Ed Man, because he got some. We love Ed Man, but he got some issues. He like that special cousin everybody got.
Right. And before anybody start calling me a snitch, I was just playing. I don't do that anymore. Oh, yeah. I learned my lesson.
Okay.
I don't tell on my brothers no more.
Okay, yeah, family first. You gotta keep it in the family. Now, if what's done in the dark will come to the light, they got to deal with that. Don't even get yourself involved.
Exactly. It's best to stay out of people's business.
Really, it is.
That's what I learned.
Man, because I don't know. It's been a while since we talked about it, but I remember it was. I was just talking about some domestic violence situations, and you get involved, especially as a man. You see another man, trying to impose his will on a female or something. You call yourself getting involved, trying to be a good Samaritan or some shit, and then motherfuckers end up turning on you. Both of them end up jumping your ass because you handled him for him beating up on her, but she so blindly in love or whatever it is, she started attacking you, or you fix the situation and she back over there the next day, or they back doing the same things, and it's just like, man, I learned my lesson from that. I'm like, you know what? I don't care if you in that situation, you got to figure it out, because it's been probably 2 times too many. Somebody talking about, oh, this is going on, I need help with this, and this, and then you involve yourself, and then again, like I say, because you don't know, people are in love and emotional shit, crazy shit happen. And then, shit, I'm risking myself going to jail because if I beat the shit out this dude or whatever, call myself helping you or whatever it is, then you go back over there. Like, you don't value my time. You don't value me as a person because you want to continue to try to put me in risk to do some shit. So I'm definitely not going to do it,
That's why if I ever had a domestic situation, and I know I wouldn't even call my brothers, they crazy. You know what I'm saying? But, because they ask me, do we need to? No. No. I'm good. I can handle my own situation. Yeah. But I won't put myself in that situation either, though. Where my family going to get hurt somebody, actually.
Yeah. That's what I say. That's selfish, and people don't realize that shit. It really says.
That happened to my brother friend. He his ex-girlfriend called him because her boyfriend had jumped on her, and he went over there, beat the dude up and everything, and then she gonna get right back with him.
Yeah.
Like, why you put him at risk, and then you gonna get right back with him?
Yeah. And that's the crazy shit. That's why I say, nah, I don't give a shit about that shit. And people say, oh, that's fucked up. Or you ain't no man for this. No, I ain't no stupid man. Because it only take one time for most people. It took me one or two. And then once I realized it wasn't just one person that does this, it happens more often than you think. Man, look, I ain't got shit to do with that. You got to figure that situation. You got into that one, you're going to have to figure out how to get out of that one. I can't even fool with it.
And that's one reason why I've never really got into no situation like that with a man, because I talk my shit, but I ain't gonna talk it to no man, because you can't never really know what they gonna do. I ain't finna act crazy, no fool, and jump up in his face thinking he ain't gonna hit me or hit me back or nothing. I keep my hands to myself, because people crazy.
Yeah, that's what it is. And I think it all comes down to a certain level of respect that we gotta have for each other. And
yeah, I talk my shit on the phone to him, but when he come over, I'm just so nice. He's like, what was that shit you talking about? I don't remember nothing. I don't know what you talking about.
Yeah. When Debo be here, I be quiet. But when he gone, I be talking again.
Exactly. That's the way I have to do things.
That's what's happening.
I don't even remember the conversation. What you talking about?
It wasn't me. That was the wrong number. That was somebody else. Deny.
Exactly.
That's wild. Okay.
But that's for the best, though. Just don't put your hands on nobody.
Yeah. Okay, bro. Brother say check the text. Okay, I got you. I see a very a Broderick book club in here. I'm gonna read it here in just a second. Okay. Well, Miss Rashida, as always, I look forward to and appreciate your calls.
Okay, you trying to kick me off the line. That's all right. I wasn't boring like a few of them other callers, though, because they had put me to sleep. I had took a little nap.
You took a nap in the den. You took a nap in the den. I was like, oh, man. See, look what y'all done. Y'all done put Rashida to sleep. She had to call in and get the den back live again.
Like get it back cracking. Yeah, and then that one lady was trying to flirt with you and everything. I was like, if she don't go sit down somewhere, that man is married.
What? No, I don't flirt. We just have discussions, It's all good. It's just it's conversation. That is all. Look, don't be over there co-signing just Sarah.
It ain't no way that we can hang up on people.
We might have to, we might have to come with a voting system. You know what? That might be an idea.
Some of these people, you be so nice, you don't want to get them off the line. Mm-hmm. So, is there a way we can start hanging up on people?
Okay, we might come up with a voting system in the den. Because I just be coach. I like to let people talk. I like to hear, different things from different people and understand their background.
Nice,
I say, I'll be cooling.
I know, but you too nice, though.
Okay.
You just be laid back, letting them talk, and I know you be halfway asleep.
Yeah, I just be listening. I just be understanding, like I say, because I like to interact with folks. I used to be a person, man. I'm telling you, wasn't very friendly. I didn't associate very much, and then like I said, after some things happened, and I read some interesting literature, I started taking a genuine interest in people. And, seeing things from their perspective and how, they view the world. So when people call in, I really be listening. I really just try to get an understanding, try to put myself in their shoes and see the world from their perspective. I try not to be too judgmental. Now, sometimes in the back of my head, I be thinking stuff, but.
And that's what I like about you. See, everybody's talking about, let's do a voting system. Like, we should have our own secret code. Like, when we sick of them, then we just put whatever number or whatever. And we'll that's letting you know without letting them know.
Okay. So that's a BET. We gonna come up with something then. I think that's a good idea. All right, let me jot that down.
Okay, somebody said like smash or pass. I like that. Yeah, we need to get this together because some of these people be tying up the line for too long, putting us to sleep.
Man, it used to be the little oh shit. Look, I didn't do that. I did not do that. The system logged out on its own. So Rashida, don't send your brothers after me. Okay, I did not do that. I was over there writing on it. See, y'all saw me. I was writing on the notepad. I just heard the conversation cut off. Let me log back in real quick. I gotta see how to stop it from doing that, because it ain't the first time that's done happened. It just cut off randomly on its own. Because that's done happened to a couple of folks. I think it did it to Jay Dizzle one day. Hold on, what Ed Man actually in the chat? What's going on? All right, hold on. That was not a deliberate. That was not a deliberate move, Miss Rashida. So I apologize that it hung up on you. But I think the smash or pass or a situation like that will be a very good one. All right, let me see what we got. We got a couple of texts here. I'm gonna read them. Let's see. Okay, that was last. Says okay. Let me look. When Broderick sent a message, I gotta open up the big way because they be long. Gotta read it like a book. Go ahead, let me slide that over. All right. It says there's one very simple reason why men and women have so much trouble communicating these days. The one bad, naughty word that women are deathly afraid of is submission. Women's rights and the feminism movement has taught women to not only have a lack of respect for men, but they are taught that they are equal and in many cases above men. So if the woman is not playing her natural role under the man, we end up with an upside down society such as the one we live in today. Women are taught that being submissive to men is a bad thing and that it makes them less of a woman. This, in turn, causes a natural rift in communication between men and women due to the fact that men likely use logic and think things through before making decisions or guiding women. Women, being emotional creatures by nature, being taught not to submit to male leadership creates a ticking time bomb. If women would embrace the submission, if women would embrace submission once again, I guarantee the communication issues between those sexes would subside. But we all know Oprah ain't going for that. So here we go again in this never-ending cycle. Dr. Brooks. Very interesting. I want to know what y'all think about that one. I want to know, excuse me, I want to know what's on your mind. I want to know how y'all feel about that in the den. Do y'all agree? Do you disagree? I find that one very interesting. Very, very interesting. So equality, equal rights, and equal. Y'all already know my thing. Equal rights, equal fights. Look, I ain't out here trying to attack no woman. I understand my strength and my ability to, diffuse a situation. But I am a human being, and I do have limits myself. I think that's very interesting, though. And I do absolutely agree with one thing you said, and that is that women are taught that submission is a bad word. Submission is strength, and that's what a lot of people don't really understand. I'm not going to go into details about that, but I think that people need to recognize, women need to recognize, and what you got to understand, I think it's the way the words are used that makes women upset. Everybody wants to be a leader. Everybody wants to be the one. But if you really look at it, a lot of women who have to take that leadership role generally have a level of unhappiness. A lot of women that you see that are happier, they are extremely supportive of a successful man. And I'm not saying that they're not successful in their own right, but they allow him to be their leader, to be their guy. What you got to understand is a motherfucker can't make you follow them. A motherfucker can't just be your leader, just choose, well, I'm your leader, okay? You have to be chosen as someone's leader. The motherfucker, if they fuck with you, okay, cool. Yeah, I fuck with you. Yeah, I like where you're going. I like what this. So women have that power to let a man lead them. But they don't think like that anymore. That's not the choice that they make anymore. Now, and when we talk about equality, that again, I say it all the time. I think men and women are equal. I feel like they should have equal opportunities. But when it comes to that personal relationship, I think it's what women think when they see submissive and they think about men. I think they think the idea is all men that they're supposed to be submissive to. That's not the case. It's one man that you're submissive to, and that's your man. You ain't got to be submissive to those motherfuckers. They're not doing for you, if they're not providing for you, if they're not for you. You're submissive to your man. Anybody else, fuck them other motherfuckers. That's what y'all got to understand. Like, but I think the perception is that you're expected to be submissive to all men and respect all. No, that's not how it goes. But he said roles are cool, but I hate that word too. Yeah. And so I think it's the words that are being used that makes women upset. And it's not derogatory, but like Brooke said, that these words have been made to feel derogatory. And so, you know, people stray away from them, don't want to use them, or feel like it makes them weaker. So I think that's very interesting. I decided that I'm going to text her tomorrow after the exam. I'm just going to say, if she wants to go hang out with me during spring break, let's hope for the best. It's not going to turn out well for you. It's not going to turn out well for you. And oh, shame, I know your name. Let's see what we got going on here. What the hell? The hood news. Is this some old shit? Yeah, I guess some old shit I ain't even seen yet. Some shit I ain't even looked at. I don't know. You gotta get off that particular follow. That's like, you might as well be in the shade. Look, get away from that drama, that shade type shit. Look, get away from that type of stuff. That shit is not beneficial for your success. You say, get an update sometime soon. She says, yes. See if I can take her to the rodeo. Man, wasn't Cardi B in town tonight? You done missed your shot, man. You know, all the ladies love Cardi B. He said, keep doubting me. Watch out, because I'm going to get her on my mama. That sounds disgusting. Leave your mama out of this, all right? Oh, man. Let's see what you got. Let's see. So we say we need to come up with a plan, though, right? Uh-oh, it ain't. Look, they see the ladies down you, and that's who you need to. That's who knows. They can see it in you, Ed, man, that you're not gonna get the right response. You know, you're not approaching this situation the right way. But y'all said we need to come up with a system, right? A system that let me see. I don't know. But we got to come up with a system on the people voting, because here's the deal. And somebody was calling, I know, and I missed your call. I'm saw the area code, so if you want to call back, feel free to call back. These systems should be, everything's back in action. Here's the deal. All right, here's the deal. We need a particular emoji. So I think emojis are what works best. We had the horn system, the shakal. The shakal disappeared. I don't know what happened to him. We gotta figure out. We gotta figure it out, man. So women talk that they don't need men. Why do you think we have so many lesbians today? Well, and this is what I say. This is where I get confused, honestly, with the lesbian thing. Like, hey, if that's really what you want, cool. But why do they go get a woman that looks exactly and acts exactly like a man? And that's where I lose. That's where I'm like, okay, you lost me. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in? I apologize for the rings. I didn't realize I cut that off. What's the motherfucking deal? No telephone. Who got calling into the den this evening?
Hey, it's your boy Josh again with an answer to your mean question, man.
Okay, what do you have? What is the answer to the question?
All right, man. But here's the meme that I want to be played every time Ed Man make a call. Ready for it?
Okay.
I want every time Ed Man calls that shit to be played. I'm almost tired of hearing that shit.
Yeah, why y'all hating on my boy Ed Man? Ed Man said he issues you a challenge, Josh. He says that at the next U of H game that he could pull more numbers than you can.
He probably a B because I don't know nobody right now, but shit.
That don't matter. No, you ain't got to know nobody. But that's the whole point, to get to know somebody. That's how you get to know them. You ain't supposed to know them. If you get numbers from people you know, you ain't doing that.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I could probably beat him right now because I'm already in a group chat with about 30 hoes right now. But it is what it is.
I don't know, Ed Man, what's up, man? You gonna let him do you like that? Ed Man say he focused on one goal. He say he talking about quality over quantity.
I can respect that. Let Ed Man do what he want to do.
I don't know what Ed Man's trying to do. I like giving Ed Man a hard time. I just be saying shit. But yeah, okay. So we gonna figure out something for Ed Man though. What is your suggestion? Oh, I don't know. I don't think I did. I ask you. Scrubs or yoga pants?
I would do yoga pants slightly because you get to see more curves with it. Because scrubs is like, if you had a girl with like, let's just say a skinny frame, it would be kind of like hard to see her whole like ass complexion wearing yoga pants. You can see the entire thing. So I'm slightly for yoga pants on this
one. Okay. Another vote for the yoga pants. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, Roscoe, what's the motherfucking deal, man? All right, Josh. Well, we'll see if we can apply that to Ed Man. We might have to see if I can set it as his ringtone when he called in, so everybody know who it is.
All right,
that's a bet. You saying just hit him with the poop emoji? But what if people see the poop emoji and be like, "The wrap it up box"? What if you hit them with the poop emoji and instead of them thinking like it's over, they think, hey, I'm the shit. They love my call. I'm the shit. I don't know. Let's see. Wrap it up box. But see, here's the thing. How can we implement that? I could, but how would that work? I gotta see how that would work. Because that only works when you do donations. So I don't know if there's another alert thing. We'll figure it out though. We definitely got to implement something. Implement a little gift that shows up on the screen. Some people be watching. They get to wrap it up. They get the wrap it up gift. Interesting. Oh, you talking about yoga pants? Oh, okay, the shit on the yoga pants. Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, I'm not a. What's bad though? Let me tell you something bad. All right. What about sagging in yoga pants? It's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. We got to come up with something though. We got to come up with something. I've seen it. Let me see something. I'm gonna say to you though. Well, you bullshit. Say that one. me save this one. Because what I was thinking is I could put it on like a donation thing, but then it'll just pop up anytime somebody shows some love. So then it'll just be some old rare shit. And I print shout out to Rob, man. Appreciate the love from earlier. I don't know if I said it out loud, if I just typed it, but either way. So got to figure this out. Got to figure out how we can. So we'll figure it out though. We'll figure it out. I don't know. We were talking about communication. I got way off track thinking about 50 other things. So we're talking about communication and had a lot of interesting things, you know, and Broderick was talking about submission and if women should embrace submission and why they should. And again, from me as a male's perspective, you know, I think it makes sense, of course. I don't think, again, you know, I think maybe more old school minded or thinking women would agree, but I think this new generation, this new day and age, the new AOC type women are definitely anti that belief. The Oprahs are definitely anti that belief. Oh, the lady in the house, what's the motherfucking deal? You know what I mean? And I think that, yeah, they look at it as a bad word. So I wonder, you know, when we're talking about submission, I wonder if couples who are into that submission weird BS, what is it, BDSM or BS? I don't know. BS, no, it's BDSM. Yeah. And then, so if they're into BDSM and then the submissive type shit, do they have better relationships? Because I know a chick who was into submission stuff and she was getting her ass whooped. Oh, they busting your ass over there. Okay. Bondage and sadomasochism. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to remember. I was like, bondage get 2 letters? Am I missing a letter? All right, cool. Yeah. You know, and they into that type of shit. I wonder if those relationships are healthier. You know, what did they have? The master and the sub, you know. But again, and when I say these things, you know, people just think, oh, it's crazy. But there is a dynamic to it. There's a relationship dynamic to that whole lifestyle. And the master is to operate a certain way, even though they may do things that other people view as extremely aggressive or punishing or painful or whatever they may think. But there are codes to the whole deal. And so, you know, if you're not in that lifestyle, you look at it as just some wild shit, but there's structure. I'm assuming in and out of the bedroom. And so I'm wondering if it translates at all to, you know, other elements of life, other aspects of life, if that structure applies, you know. Brooks like, how man things know about that? See, yeah, that's like you know, that's how he became man things. Like, these are interesting things. I don't think I've ever fucked with a chick who was into that. I said the chick that I knew that was into that was getting beat up by her boyfriend, and she was trying to. I was like, something sketchy about the dude you fuck with, and you fuck with him, so. Long term, so I'm cool on that. I don't want nothing. You gotta back down. Yeah, you know, I gotta let them hang, man. You know, I gotta let them hang. It ain't right if I don't let them hang. We say it was a healthy relationship. Okay. You see, I like studying the body language of women and men that I work with and communicate with on a regular basis. I've noticed that both sexes often communicate in such a way as to stay speechless. Interesting. Could you give further insight into that and, you know, what you mean by that? I'm interested. Are you saying that people are staying distant from each other? Are people staying I got some on StaySaucy.com. That's the site where all the merch is, and you just I think it's under it should be under the Honcho section. I'm not sure exactly what the price is, but it has a bunch of different colors, so I got a bunch of different color variations. I got to go back and look, because there's a couple of things that have gotten discontinued. They sent me some emails today about, items of merchandise that have been discontinued, so I need to go see what all is what and probably update the site and update some numbers on there. So let's see. No, you want to? I don't work like that. Now, it don't work like that. You got to be Honcho branded. Now, your old man might not be too happy. Who the fuck is this Honcho nigga? What the fuck is going on? Who the fuck is that? But it'll be all right. You say, was your name with the Den logo on the back? I'll see what's happening. Let me see. Maybe might be able to make that happen. What did you just tell him? Who is Honcho? Just me. I'm Honcho. I'm a boss. That's all you got to tell him. Tell him that you're referring to yourself. I mean, it's legit. You can do that. You'll be all good. Oh man. It's not a favorite member. I don't have a favorite. Everybody brings something different to the table, and everybody is unique, and I think that's what makes it all cool. So there's no favorite. Lots of people that I enjoy that come through the Den, and everybody, like I say, everybody has their own sense of humor. Everybody just brings their own vibe to the table. Now there may be people I could care less for. No, I'm just bullshitting. They'll be like, who? Nah, so nah, you just in here dropping game. I mean, so what are your thoughts, Miss Lady, on communication? Within relationship. You've been in a long-term relationship. You said what, 13, 15 years, something like that. So how has communication worked or hurt that relationship? I want to know what you think. I read too that natural pheromones are responsible for a good portion of communication when it comes to two people of the opposite sex. The lesson: stay quiet and be stinky. Don't do that. You can stay quiet, but don't be quiet and stinky. That's bad business. Then they're gonna talk about you. So when two people of the opposite sex meet, it's more often the male that stands with both feet planted firmly on the ground with his feet at a 45-degree angle away from his crotch. See, do I do that? See, when I be meeting folks, I be standing like them niggas from Cali, man. With their feet be like fucking flat, straight out and shit. Yeah, what's up, player? You know what I'm saying? What's going down, player? What set you from, cuz? Nah, that shit be funny though. Motherfuckers be standing like that shit. Yeah, motherfuckers be, they be all the way. It's like, what's up, cuz? Well, I don't believe that we're related. What was you saying? You're from my mom's side? What was your name again? Nah. Say player? Yeah. And Cali niggas, niggas from Cali speak proper than a motherfucker, babe. They not necessarily proper, but they enunciate. They enunciate everything, and that's the funny thing about it. They enunciate, and so it's fucking amusing to me. I think that shit is cool, but it's amusing. You know what I'm saying? Niggas from the South be got the southern drawl. You know what I'm saying? And don't start words or end words appropriately. You just catch the middle of it, so you know what I'm saying? That shit don't even, that's like 5 words. Or 4 words, okay, I was guessing. Or you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's all like 1 word. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you, who started that? How you get that shit? Baltimore did it to you. UTU. They the way they put the emphasis on the oohs in Baltimore. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we have calling in to the den this evening?
What's up? Oh, you said kiss the middle of what?
What?
Oh, okay. I don't know. I cut off and I heard that and I was like, ooh, what the hell is he talking about? Okay, but anyway. I got 5 minutes. So what's the deal? Okay, communication, right?
Yeah, communication.
Man, job be fucking me up. I gotta work. I'm trying to get the hell out of here.
Okay.
Man, I don't know, man. Yeah, I know that if you ain't got communication in your relationship, you ain't got shit.
Yeah.
You gotta have some kind of communication, you know. I mean, you pretty much arguing all the time. You won't know, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. You're always going to have the attitude. I think right now that's where me and mine is at right now. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker just get up and leave. Like, God damn, you couldn't tell me. Like, what if I wanted something from the store? You know what I'm saying? Blah, 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 blah. And then it just starts a whole altercation for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So having that communication is a big part. I mean, I ain't going to say it's never there. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, maybe not as often as I would want it to be, I guess. You know what I'm saying? We be tired and shit, and ready to knock out, don't have much to say at the moment, you know, and then the next day he might have a lot to talk about, and I don't feel like hearing the shit because I just woke up, or, you know, it'd be something. Once a, hey, when you clock in, can you go to Raleigh Road and pick up money? Please? Yeah, I don't know. He said to pick it up. Okay. Yeah. See, you see how they be talking shit to me?
I'm just saying.
Damn, gotta beg motherfuckers to do their job and shit. Fuck. Can we talk about work?
Okay,
we gotta talk about this communication shit. I think I done talked enough about that.
No, talk about work. You gotta communicate at work too. What's going on at work? What you want to talk about at work?
Oh my God, we just been slammed today. This shit is fucking crazy. I hate, you know, what I can't stand about this shit right here is we got this store, you know what I'm saying? We got the Can't Get Right store. Like, it don't matter, like, if you do, you know, what you're supposed to do, like, all your numbers, you know what I'm saying, labor, money, you know, your inventory, all that shit good, right? Don't you know these motherfuckers will still come up here, why your inventory good? Why is this good? Y'all been fucking up this whole time. What's going on? What's so different now? God damn, can we not just work a little bit harder and try to do the shit, motherfucker? Like, why we gotta get questioned? Like, this shit is retarded. Make me want to quit.
Yeah, I'll do that.
It really do.
I'll do that.
But I've been here too long, I guess. I don't know. I'm still looking. I might need your job.
I mean, hey, all you gotta do is get a camera and an internet connection. Shit, a phone. All you gotta do is have a phone these days. Ain't even gotta be.
I know, but you got all that cool stuff. I think that's why I like yours. You know what I'm saying? You can damn, you know, steal shit from pistachios. I don't even know what pistachios is. I just like fucking around with it. You know what I'm saying? Bully motherfuckers. You know, all that little gadget shit.
That ain't nothing. I mean, that shit, you get your little program. You can make that. You can do that. You can do all that from your phone.
For real?
Yeah. You just gotta, you know, the right couple of little apps or whatever on there. You can do all that. You can make all that happen.
Oh, you might have to teach me. Okay, I'm just kidding.
I got you.
But man, for real though, like, what I don't understand these workers, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you get paid to do your job. Why can't you just do your motherfucking job? You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers. Okay, I work at Domino's. I'll just put it out there. Fuck it. Okay. It's Domino's.
Yeah,
okay, I'm a manager. Yeah.
And some of them with them chicken things they got. Like some of them too.
Yeah,
some of them little chicken things y'all got. They have some good chicken at Domino's. All right, go ahead.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just a little. Yeah, we got a couple of good things. They a lot better than it was back then. I used to hate Domino's, man. That shit, pizza used to taste like fucking cardboard and shit. I couldn't stand. But they got it now. They getting better. But so we work on post. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers make like 10 something an hour, which is about $2, maybe $3 more than you would off a post. You know what I'm saying? And these motherfuckers all the time got something to say. Like, bitch, all you do is deliveries, and you bringing home like $100 every motherfucking night. Bitch, I don't get to take home no tip, and I only make like $1.50 more than your ass. And I'm talking about I'm in here busting ass, fucking stretching out pizzas and dealing with these fuck ass. Oh my God, don't get me started on these customers.
You know I'm finna ask because I know you got some customers. I can only imagine. I've seen some people act fool in the pizza shop, so I know you seeing some shit firsthand.
Honcho, let me ask you something.
What you got?
Why would you get 2 medium pizzas, half cheese, half pepperoni? Like, bitch, why did you just get 1 pepperoni and 1 cheese? Like, I started to do that shit, but I felt like if I did that, these motherfuckers would call and complain about that shit. Like, these motherfuckers are retarded.
Well, maybe what if you got like 2 kids and you're gonna give them each their own, individual pizza, and so they maybe just. I'm trying to justify it. It sounds dumb as shit, but I'm trying to justify because they really could just swap it up. You know what I'm saying? You could really make, well, here, you give me your half, give me the half here, and I give you a half here. But I'm trying to validate it, But that's thrown off.
Right, and then these motherfuckers, I mean, I don't know why they start. Y'all look, if y'all order Domino's, please do not pay attention to that dumbass tracker. That's the worst thing that Domino's has ever fucking did, is their goddamn tracker.
No, you hate that, man.
Okay.
I just think that shit was so player when that shit first came. That's why I was fucking with it. I know how long these motherfuckers
Man,
be here.
that shit don't work because motherfuckers will, because motherfuckers will literally call, my pizza said it was delivered, I was just wondering where it's at. Like, goddamn, we slammed. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I ain't got enough drivers, I got drivers taking like 3 deliveries at one time. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be, different places. I try to put them together as much as possible, but I'm trying to cheat the numbers a little bit. I don't want my numbers to look bad all the time, so I try to cheat a little bit. And I'm talking about just as soon as you clock a motherfucker back in, excuse me. I'm like, oh my God. Look, bitch, the shit hasn't been working since the hurricane. Stop goddamn calling me. It'll be there in just a moment.
I know the secret behind the track. I ain't telling me. I thought y'all was legit.
Oh, so listen, I got a question. It only works when you got a good enough people.
I got a question about the track. So, like, is it something that y'all like have to push or check off, like, as the pizza's going through? Because I know it's like your pizza getting made by so and so. It's in the oven. Then it's in the whatever, you know what I'm saying? It goes through phases or whatever. So do y'all like have to check something off behind the scenes? Say, okay, such and such to put it in, such and such did this. It's getting
it's like, it comes on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Once I clear it off of the screen, that's when the tracker's going to say, okay, boom, it's in the oven. You know what I'm saying? But everything is so time limited. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to be able to make a whole fucking order, whether it's 1 pizza or fucking 10, you supposed to be able to make that shit within, I guess, under 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? 1 pizza, boom, I can kick that out in, under a minute. That's nothing, but when you got 10 pizzas, like, that shit ain't, hell no. Like, you're not finna make that. So motherfuckers be trying to hurry up and clear that shit off before it hit that yellow, try to get your times good. And so it'll say it's in the oven, but it's not all the way in the oven. You know what I'm saying? And it runs through the oven about 7 minutes, I think, or something like that. And then when the driver clocks out on it, and if they clock back in, then it'll say, okay, it's been delivered. Which, I don't have enough drivers. I wish some of y'all lived around where I did. Please put in an application. But if I had enough drivers, it would probably work well, a lot better than it does right now. But now it's like all about numbers, and you know what I'm saying? And they don't care whether you have the drivers or not, so you competing constantly. We got another store on post, with us, and we got 89 stores that this dude just bought, all throughout North Carolina. Like, that shit crazy. That motherfucker got some money.
So, in North Carolina, are y'all fans of Petey Pablo?
See, I'm not a North Carolinian. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I just live here. Okay. But I guess, I'm a Georgian, so past Troy and all that, that was mine right there. But no, I guess I listen to some Petey Pablo, but not like that.
Okay. Just in
That was more like the club scene, I guess, back when he was out.
Yeah, I don't know if he was still living around. I know he had a couple of little hit songs. I'm just
No, I haven't heard shit from him. Now we just hear mumble rap and stuff. I mean, honestly, I would have rather have Petey Pablo come back than some of the shit that we hear today, because you can't understand nothing they're saying. Like, you know, what Young Thug started it. I think it was Young Thug. Who did that? Lifestyle.
Yeah, that was Young
Thug. Like that's all I know. You know what I'm saying? All I know is like the last little parts of the sentence. You know, that's it. So it was like, damn.
So
ain't nothing like it used to be.
I got one more question for you.
What's up?
How many pizzas do you take home a night?
Man, these motherfuckers are savages. You hear me? We had an order of 6 things. It was like 3 pizzas, fucking 4 wings, 3 wings and something like that, right? These motherfuckers, before I could even bad order the shit, because, our carry-out closes at a certain time before our delivery does. So before I could even cancel the shit out, these motherfuckers done took a whole goddamn pizza and shit. I'd be like, goddamn, can I get a piece? Motherfucker, I'm hungry too. These motherfuckers, as soon as they see one.
Look, if I don't get the pizza, if I don't get the pizza first, motherfuckers getting fired around here.
You know what I'm saying? We supposed to throw the shit away. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, ain't nobody doing that.
Yeah, like, but I ain't that type. Like, fuck that shit. Go ahead and eat. But goddamn, y'all are fucking greedy. Y'all like Finding Nemo. Goddamn, mine type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they get on my fucking nerves. Like, shit, can I just a piece? Motherfucker, I've been here all day around the food just like y'all asses, but goddamn, like, they a trip. They some savages. I'm like, goddamn, y'all get paid pretty much more than I do. You know what I'm saying? And y'all like that. I mean, y'all just fucking greedy like that. Y'all fucking drive around, you know what I'm saying, make your deliveries. I make the food, I feel like I should get some kind of cut.
Yeah,
off of the tips and shit. I don't get nothing.
Yeah,
I just get my paycheck.
So do you assign who goes where? Is it just kind of a random order thing, or how does it work?
Man, for the most part, we supposed to. But if I'm the only person on the make line, making the stuff, then it's kind of hard for me to get away from that, especially when we're busy. So I let the drivers, handle that for the most part. We got some that's been here for a long time, so they pretty much know what goes together, type deal. And it just sucks on post because we have, the barracks and stuff like that is like alphabetical or numbered. So, and like I said, it's separated because we got 2 dominoes on post. So they got, their side, but they kind of come on. It's so stupid. But anywho, like, you can have, let's say A, B, C, D, right? But you'll get 1 A, and then you'll get a D, and then you get another A, and then you'll get a C, B, like that. Like, it always bounces back and forth, and that shit sucks sometimes because they're, like, long distance away from each other, So it's like, I don't know, this shit's crazy. These motherfuckers get on my nerves. I had one chick, we got the twist and the bites, right? Yeah. So I'm going to tell y'all this now. When you buy the twist or the bites, it's the same amount of dough that's used for it, the same kind of dough, everything, right? Yeah. I had this one bitch fucking put a bad review on my shit talking about I got donuts. And I ordered cinnamon twist. And I was like, what the fuck is this bitch talking about? Like, we ain't got no goddamn donuts. You know what I'm saying? So
you might be on to some Domino's donuts. Shit, delivery donuts.
Right. Like, what Domino's did you call? The motherfuckers got donuts over there. But I was like, so of course, being a manager, I got a call and, hoopla, what's going on? And what's the problem? How can we fix it? You know what I'm saying? This bitch talking about she got donuts. And she kept trying to argue with me. She was like, I was like, okay, the bites look more like donut holes, not the motherfucking donuts. Like, she totally fucked me up in that visual, But I told her, like, it's the same amount of dough. It's the same kind of dough. They just cut different. That's the only difference. But I want a twist. I didn't want fucking bites. Damn. I mean, the bites you can dunk better in the motherfucking, you know, in the icing anyway. So what's the problem? I got a fucking 1. She gave me a 1 because she got some fucking donuts instead of twist. I can't stand people around here for real.
She wanted some twists. See, she was, but see, so when you get more bites than you get twists, technically, right? Even though it's the same shit.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just cut differently.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
See what it is she ain't want to realize how much shit she was really eating. So, you know, if she would only had a couple of twists to eat, you know, she wouldn't have felt as bad as, you know, gobbling down a fucking handful of.
Okay, but would you complain if you would have 16 motherfucking cinnamon bites and 8 twists?
No, I wouldn't trip, but you know, people be finished about some bullshit. They find a reason to be mad.
All the time. All the time. Just like this one lady not too long ago, and then I'm gonna get off. This was just a couple of days ago. She calls, and one of my drivers or whatever, they were like, Angela, take this. I can't deal. She yelling at me. Here you go. I was like, okay. So I was nice about it. I was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And of course, she's like, well, I've been waiting for my food for a whole hour. And I'm like, okay, ma'am, I'm sorry. You know, we've been really busy. I'm trying to get it out. Well, if my food is cold, I'm going to just send it back. Or, you know, she was like, if it's cold, it's been cold the last 3 times or something like that. So I was like, okay, I'm sorry about that. If it's cold this time, it shouldn't be. But if it's cold, you know, just give me a call. I'll take care of it. I'll replace it for you, blah, 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 whatever. Boom, boom, boom. So she's like, okay, what's your name? I said, Angela. She said, okay. All right, thank you. So as far as I knew, everything was all good. Then all of a sudden I get a bad review. This bitch talking about something about she got hung up on saying that I guess one of the drivers supposedly answered the phone and said, I'm not a manager. I'm not listening to your complaints. And they quickly, you know, hung up on her. Yeah. I didn't know it was that same lady until I called back. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know, I'm sorry, you know, what happened, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then that's when I realized, I was like, oh, are you the same lady that was talking about the pizza being cold? How was your pizza? Oh, it's fine, but yeah, that's me. And I was like, so when did that happen? You know, she was like, before I talked to you. And I was like, so why didn't you mention it to me then so I could, you know, take care of it for you? I did. I was like, sorry, ma'am. No, you didn't. You know, we had a whole conversation about your food. That's what we talked about, because if you would have mentioned it to me then I could have taken care of it. I could have found out who it was, you know, whatever. Well, so what are you saying? Are you saying that I'm lying? I was like, no, but now we can play that game, because now you're saying that I'm lying because you're trying to tell me, you know, like, you try to tell me that you told me and I'm telling you I didn't, and you're calling me a lie. Like, we can play that game, you know. So she just kept on. Then her husband in the background talking about, what's her name? Blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, well, you already know my name because we talked earlier. You know what I'm saying? By now I'm already aggravated. And I told her straight up, I was like, look, obviously our conversation is not going anywhere else, so I'm going to hang up now. Oh, you hanging up on me? I said, no, I'm not hanging up on you. I'm telling you that I'm hanging up so you can call my GM in the morning and talk to him about the situation, but this conversation is not going anywhere else, and thank you. Have a great day. And I hung up. Yeah. Like, I politely let you know that I was getting off of the phone. There was no point in talking to her. But I knew it was bullshit to begin with, because if I'm going to call somewhere and I just paid my motherfucking money and your ass hang up on me, fuck the food. Like, somebody fucking hung up on me. Like, I'm going to go nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just straight disrespected me, and you're, you know what I'm saying, you're a company and whatever. Like, that's how I would feel about it. That would be the first thing I mentioned. You know what I'm saying? I mean, do y'all not agree? Like,
no, yeah. If you hung up, we gonna have an issue. That's gonna be the primary focal point of the conversation. Fuck the old cold food. You just hung up.
Oh, exactly. So I already knew she was on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie, my manager, my GM or whatever, he's pretty cool. He's too cool. on some stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's like the type of person that, like, there's some stuff that I try to enforce because, you know, that's my job. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to train these motherfuckers to do right, you know, and when they do something wrong, it's like, okay, look, you can't do this. You know, I hate being that type of person, really. That's why I really don't want to be manager. But I took it because I felt like, okay, this is something I could do. Let me, you know, I guess build my reference up so when I do want to do something else, I have some kind of reference for it, you know. So I decided to do that, but it's like every time I try to enforce something, he'll be like, it's okay, and they can do that, and it's all right. And I'm like, really? Like the district manager, the motherfucker that's above you, that comes in and checks on us whether we do good or not. You know what I'm saying? This is shit that she told me that we shouldn't be doing, or the driver shouldn't be doing, or whatever the case may be. And you telling these motherfuckers in front of them and me, it's okay. I told him, I was like, you know what? I'm not saying nothing else. Ain't no point, because you pretty much keep undermining me on everything that I do, and I'm trying to do my job. You know what I'm saying? So these motherfuckers just do whatever the hell they want to do. So I'd be like, fuck it, I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do.
So prior to management,
and he don't really say shit.
Were you delivering also?
I have at one point. Not here, not at this store though. I've delivered for Domino's, and I enjoyed that shit.
I ain't gonna know you got to take care of it, but I want to jot that down because I will be asking you delivery stories in the future.
Oh Lord!
I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you earlier, but I was like, well, since you're a manager, she better know. But since you have been in the driver's seat of the delivery, I definitely.
Yeah, I got some stories now. That's it. Yeah, they be wilding. They really do, especially if you got to deliver to a hotel room. That shit. I had one motherfucker try to tell me, him and his motherfucking girlfriend trying to tell me, you know, why don't you stop and have a threesome with Pay? Nah, hell no. And then you wasn't even cute. Like, I don't know if it was like J-Lo and motherfucking Trey Songz or some shit like that. Okay, then maybe. You know what I'm saying? But,
yeah,
you know,
making an album. What's really going down?
You know, hey, look, y'all gonna give me trouble. Y'all gonna give me a trouble. Let me not say nothing else. Anyway, let me get to work.
That's wild. Well, Miss Lady, you know I appreciate it as always, and I'll be looking forward to your call next time. But that's some very interesting insight on the operation of the Domino's. Now I know the tracker ain't shit, so I won't have high hopes for it anymore.
You know, you're welcome. All right, I'll be good.
All right, you too. Have a good one. Man, that's messed up. Look, I was thinking of something crazy, but damn, the pizza threesome, that's some next level shit right there. I mean, I don't know about that one. Yeah, brother, I saw that picture, and that shit is terrible. But this is what I'm saying. This newfound idea of beauty is booty, and not good booty. It's just some bullshit, and motherfuckers be encouraging that behavior. I blame. This shit is trash. These motherfuckers here, I'm like, man, I ain't even finna get into it. They really thinking they thinking they live at 5 too. They looking lopsided like a motherfucker, you know. And everybody ain't the baddest. You know, everybody got flaws. I ain't hating on nobody, but it's just certain shit. You know better. You know better than to do some of the certain behaviors that you are engaging in. Like, that's sad, man. That's a sad situation. Let me see if I can. Here first. Cause I'm gonna get ready to wind it down here in a second. Cause I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm a little tired. I'm starting to wind down. You know, I've been kicking it on my little. Look, a pizza threesome supposed to be 3 toppings. You know what I'm saying? Not Yeah, look, let me stop. Let me post this picture for y'all. You know, for those of y'all who don't know, Rodeo Houston is going on. I believe it's tonight. Cardi B is in town, and she is terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And so I'm going to let y'all see this awful picture. Now. Let's drop it right here. Whew, I want to know what y'all think. I want y'all to drop a rating. We're going to go on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm talking about threesomes. This is actually a a threesome in itself, damn near. So let me pull that up. I put it and say it to the wrong spot and shit. All right. Now don't be mad at me. This was Broderick's suggestion. I want to know what y'all think. Three bad bitches? Or three sad? Let me blow it up for y'all so y'all can get a real idea of what's happening here. Okay. So y'all can really see what's taking place. Oh, matter of fact, let me. Okay, there we go. Hold on, let me turn this way. I gotta make sure I'm turning the right way. So, as you can see, this one here appears to not even be wearing no draws. So she's just airing everybody out. You know what I'm saying? She just airing everybody out. Okay, like what's really going on here? Okay, like I've seen dresses like this. I don't know. I can't tell unless that's some type of high ass draws, right? I don't know if that's a wrinkle or some draws, but I'm assuming the draws area should be more along this line. So, this is not appropriate for public. I don't know what's going on here. They all look heavily. Let me see where heavily. There we go. Under the influence. We got the Goldilocks over here. I don't know what this pose is. I don't know what's going on with this shit. She loaded. Okay. Now, there's nothing wrong with. Wait. I wonder if they're related because look at this. They're either really good friends. Look at this right here. Okay. You see this right here? You're paying attention. You see this right here? Now look right here. They look like similar matching tattoos. That's something besties or sisters or something would get. She's just a cousin, you know what I'm saying? She darker than the rest, so they treat her like the messed up cousin. But my deal is this. Ain't nothing wrong. Everybody ain't built perfect. I got me a little gut here. I ain't tripping. But I ain't trying to show it off. Like, what is this like strap thing that's going on right here? And, this whole twins thing going on right here. Like, we got to do better, folks. We got to do better. What she got? What is that? What's she sipping on? Is it Dos Equis she's sipping on? See, this is what I'm saying. Those bacon dresses. But what I'm saying is, this is, I'm telling the north side, yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I'd take a bet. If they would say she was from the north side, I would definitely agree. Less Cardi B, more cardio. That's fucking funny. Shout out to Beast. That's funny. See, I think they need more cardio workouts despite the name. Say less Cardi B, more cardio. That is terrible. Terrible. Man. Sad. It's a sad day at the rodeo, Again. Whew, let's get this off of here. I don't even want to see it no more. I don't know where I'm put it. I don't even want to see it no more. And this is my thing. We might talk about this tomorrow. We'll see what's happening. I think people have lost or never had an understanding of trash versus class. And that's a problem. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be sexy. Nothing wrong with that. But you have to learn how to work with what you got. I ain't got no problem. I told you I'm plenty. I ain't got no time with no big girl. I got a wingspan. You feel me? I got a wingspan. I can reach. Now, I'm not trying to maximize my wingspan, but hey, ain't nothing wrong. Hey, look, this is America. So we mostly plus size. I'm overweight myself. Got a little. I just got a beer belly. That's my problem. I don't even drink beer and got a beer belly. What kind of bullshit is that? But we currently working on that process as we speak. But you just got to learn how to work with your shit. You know what I'm saying? What you accent and what you cover up, and you have to be subtle, in your approach. You can't just be trying to throw everything out there. But the thing is, there were at least 20 niggas at the rodeo tonight who made an attempt. And not because they were necessarily attracted to what they saw, but low bar, easy pussy. And that's what they thinking about. You know what I mean? That's what they looking at. Oh, these hoes are airing themselves out like that. You can't expect to be respected in a manner like that when you basically, you're not on the red carpet. It's not a very subtle, sexy look. When you really just looking like you threw a curtain on and no draws, you got a toga or some shit on it, you got to rip it. I don't know what the fuck you call that shit. Now look, I like hoes, okay? I don't like those hoes, wherever they at. All right, so that's the thing. Look, I told you I love ladies, like hoes, hate bitches. I don't even know if I'm looking this all backwards with the mirror. Whatever, so this way. This way. This way. These hoes. This is how I'm supposed to be looking, so I got to go the opposite direction. I don't like those hoes that was right there. There we go. Look at me, I'm all. So, exactly. Low-hanging fruit. And that's what it is. And hey, I don't know. One of those, side note, one of those chicks is the chick that Edman sent me a picture of that he trying to holler at, that he waiting to text. So we'll see what happens. But I ain't hating. My thing is, it's nothing wrong. Not that it's nothing wrong. Okay. You just got to know what your quality. Everybody ain't going to be a fucking superstar. Everybody's not fucking, I don't know, who's playing Beyonce or Rihanna, or I'm trying to think of the symbols. I don't know who else. But, Idris Elba can't be Ed Honcho. He wants to be, but he can't be me. So everybody can't do everything. But you got to know your strengths. You got to know your weaknesses, and you capitalize on that. So $1 billion, you're talking about $1 billion, nigga. Like, as long as they got the right parts, and we ain't got to worry about them getting, hit with the okie doke. I'll take $1 billion. I'm going to build up the Honcho Enterprise Studios. Shit, I won't tell nobody. We'll have a meet and greet. And, all on the, we'll have a good old time. We'll have a real live den. And then everybody who was hating on me, y'all can go back home and I'll go to sleep on my $1 billion for doing my dirty deeds. So fuck y'all if y'all hate. But there's some niggas out there that was hollering at them hoes. There's some niggas probably at the rodeo that threw some money at them hoes. Was like, man, you know what's up with it. I give y'all $350 each. For a grand total of $10.50 if y'all come through. 3 for 10 with tax. Man. But here's the deal. I fuck with y'all, but I'm finna call it a wrap. We'll be at it tomorrow. We still got to finish some of this conversation on communication, but I appreciate everybody that called in, some of the new listeners, some of those who got offended, some of those who may have disagreed about yoga pants or scrubs. We usually keep the conversation above board, but sometimes we're going to get ratchet. It's a shout out to 1676. I ain't seen him in a while. But he had a perfect line about the den. Said that it's a marriage of the righteous and the ratchet. And sometimes we be righteous, we be upstanding citizens, we talk about it. But everybody got a little ratchet side to them, even if they used to, you talk about it. So we're gonna get a little wild in here sometimes. Sometimes we're gonna be above board. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all, all you friends in the den. Y'all the best. I hope y'all have a good evening. We'll be back at it tomorrow. That's disgusting. That blue waffle shit is disgusting. Appreciate you coming through, VC. And I gotta go home, man. Don't go to the rodeo. Y'all can get some rodeo hoes like that. Cardi B, that's the women that worship Cardi. That's why I say what I say. But with that being said, hey, man, I'm out. I think I'm out. If I click the right shit, there we go. All right. No, well, I guess let's do that, man. Look, hold on. We'll bring it back because I ain't put the sound on. Chop it up. Hold up, screw. There we go. Yeah, that bitch is disgusting, man. Talking about menstrual shit is beautiful. Yeah, that's cool. Keep it to yourself. Celebrate your own beauty. Don't put that shit on your face. And then now she looking crazy.